is going on with me? Christina, you think you're absent-minded. Girl, I don't know what's going on. Do you guys realize that for 7 minutes I have been talking? I was wondering why there was no interaction, why nobody was coming in the back end. I don't know what's going on. Yesterday, there was a phantom stream that was in there that I clicked, and I'm talking and talking. And my wife comes in, yeah, we're not hearing you, honey. I'm like, okay, I don't know where that stream came from, but here's the one I created for today. Let's get in that. For 7 minutes, I've been talking to myself. Okay? Don't laugh, because I know you're laughing. I was talking to myself. I'm here to, hey, all right, I'm kind of on fire today. I wasn't talking to nobody. I look up in the corner and I see big red button that says go live. Guys, I don't want you guys thinking I'm a late to the party. You know what I mean? But that's what's happened the past 2 days from BS. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was here. I was talking, but you weren't because I didn't click go live. All right. So let's let it go. Let's move on. Let's move on. Hump day is coming. I'm so excited to find out how you guys did in the market today. I'm so excited to have people come up and join us on the panel. I think we should do like a Hollywood Squares thing. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat what you guys think about kind of doing a Hollywood Squares game show type of format sometimes. I think that would be cool, like maybe on Fridays or something like that. And then maybe what we could do is do trivia based on what's happened throughout the week. See who's really been paying attention to Coach all week long. Because Coach drops gems every single day. Now, those of you that are a part of American Dream Trading know that this week has been the week where we have been pushing training over trading. Training over trading. If you are having more red days than you're having green days, if this is you, if your calendar looks like this, then you need to stop trading and start training. Okay, you need to stop trading and start training. I've been starting every show with this week. Okay, and one of the best ways to do that is to just basically kick back and listen to Coach. Watch his videos. Okay, he's got a ton of training material. We have a free Discord. You can join the Discord and get access to so many resources. YouTube channel, chock full, where you're at now, chock full of videos. Go over to the playlist, watch some of the videos over there, and you can have Coach over and over. You can go to the live stream tab and watch all of his live streams. So you can always have access to Coach's teachings. We are trying to get him to 10,000 subscribers, by the way. So while you're here, if you have not yet done that, click that subscribe button and let's work on getting Coach to 10,000 subscribers. He's already at 83.95. Okay. Actually, you know what? Hold on. That's wrong. That's updated. That has been updated. Okay. I went and looked today. Let me get rid of that old one so I don't pull that up again. Okay. 84.34, guys. 84.34. Okay. Now that shows you that we've gone up another, 55, 60 since yesterday when we put that up there. Good job, guys. Good job. Way to support. Where's my bell? What happened to my bell? Somebody stole my bell. Okay, well, let's go with this one.
That was easy.
Where the hell's my bell? That rhymed. Anyway, we are moving there. Okay, so all we've got, and somebody do the math for me, what? 76. And then 676. All right. So, or no, 576. 576 more subscribers to go, and Coach will be at 9,000. And then, well, basically we need 15. Man, my math, I'm so spent from watching candles today, I tell you. So 1,576 subscribers, we can get Coach to 10,000 subscribers. I think that's something that we should definitely shoot for. I think we could get him there definitely by October 1st. Definitely by October 1st. Let's make it happen, gang. If anybody can make it happen. This very group was responsible for getting my channel over 1,000 subscribers. You guys gave me 700 subscribers in a matter of an hour or an hour and a half. So I know in 4 or 5 days, we can get Coach 1,500 more subscribers. Come on now. If anybody can do it, you guys can. All right. Who do I see down here in the chat? All right, welcome. I see L&T Motors down there. What's up, L&T Motors? I see Miguel Lara. I see HR, aka Tiki 1958. What's up? I see Michael O'Brien. Welcome. I see Straight Razor. It took me a minute. I see Future Trader. What's up, Future Trader? Willie Cook. I enjoy my ride home listening to the show. Oh, I'm glad we can be there. Like Delilah. I love Delilah. I always wanted to be like Delilah. Steve-O! You knew it was coming. Didn't you know it was coming, Steve? I know you knew it was coming. Linda L, I see you, sweetheart. Welcome. Linda, thank you so much for always supporting not only my streams, but Jen's streams as well. I really, really do. You follow us all over and you really show your support. Thank you so much, baby. I love you. Joseph Paletto. Welcome. Double X Savage, welcome. America runs on DD, baby. Diesel Dan in the house. Brad James, what's up, BJ? I know people gotta call you BJ that don't. I know it. I get called DJ all the time. I know they gotta call you BJ. Wow, did I just go there in my mind? No. Brad, way to go, dude. Love you. Brad James, yeah. All right, Kimberly. Hi, honey. Welcome, JoJo. Yo, peeps, what up? Love it. Aaron Rott, love you, Aaron. Thank you so much for always supporting. Tom Birch, love you. Thank you for coming. In Trade, welcome. Bucket. I just love saying that. I love saying that. Bat Tags, that's a new name. Hi, Farah. How are you, love? What's going on, Bat Tags? That's definitely a different name. Trader Vaughn, how are you doing, sweetheart? Air Twister. Easy button. It's better than the bell. Okay, Brad, I got you. We'll keep it on the easy button. Okay, Machine Man, welcome. That's different. I don't think I've seen Machine Man. Ralph, I'm on my way. I'm in this okay. Getting some water. Okay, get your drinks, get your snacks, get your drinks. Come up on, you got a seat on the panel, bro. Oh, Scoot, come on up here and talk to us today, bro. Come on up here and talk to us today. He says smile. Aw. Thank you. I love it, Steve. I love that you have 10 O's behind your name so that I get to say Steve-O! I love it. I love saying it. Corbin Brown, welcome. Moses, listen, I was listening to you talk earlier, and it just took me back to when it was that night that it was me, you, Mitch, Pastor, I think Puny. I don't know if Puny was in there or not. I also think that was the night that Lee first blessed us with his speaking up. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been the first night that Lee spoke up in the group and introduced himself to us and talked about how Pastor moved him, because we were all trying to, who was it? Armando, I think, was going through an issue with his employment. And I believe you spoke up that night, Moses. And yeah, that was pretty cool. I will never forget that night. And that is one of the nights that I think about that has made me want to stay so much a part of this group. because this has just become a very close, tight-knit family. And yeah, you should definitely want to be a part of it. So again, in the description of this video is the link to click and join the panel if you'd like to come up here and speak with me and tell us about your day, because that's why we're here. That's what we want to hear. I'm also excited because we got David Yanez. Woo! David Yanez is going to come in here tonight. I might have to pull this. I might have to pull this hoodie off. Coach, I'm trying. I'm going to have to get a couple of t-shirts or some tank tops, bro. But yeah, man, David Yanez is going to come in here and he's going to go over some support and resistance with us. We cannot get enough of that. Every day I hear people making the same mistakes over and over again. And I get where Coach is coming from, because it took me a long time to get it. It's taken me 9 months, 8 months to really, really, really internalize the importance of not only learning the strategy of the 2-minute EWO, because I personally am not a scalper, but using the indicators such as the 2155 lines, VWAP, most importantly, first and foremost, the MA200, it's really taught me a lot to use those in conjunction with the Elliott Wave Oscillator, but also learning the levels. I watched Apple like a hawk today, and I've been watching Apple for the past 2 weeks. I've been trading nothing but Apple. And I've definitely found my home. I'm going to tell you guys something. It took me a long time. And a lot of you that have been here for a long time have heard me hemming and hawing and getting in and out of SPY, NVIDIA, Netflix. I've been on Team Netflix. I've been on a couple different teams, right? And it took me forever. David has been, I'm telling you, Apple moves, Mitch once said, Apple makes 2 to 3 major moves in a day. When Apple's not choppy, Apple makes 1 or 2, maybe 3 major moves all day. There are 3 EWOs, maybe tops, that happen on Apple on a consistent basis. You'll get a nice red EWO, you'll get a green one, or maybe it'll stay one color all day long. But Apple isn't as volatile, but it pays. And it also has affordable contracts. You can get an Apple contract for $50 and make a nice piece of change off of that. Okay. And again, don't forget, if you're going to get in, make sure you're getting into a stock where you can afford to buy minimum 2 contracts. Don't get into a trade without 2 contracts. Okay. Don't get into a trade without, if you're buying shares, get into something that you can afford to buy 10 shares, 5 shares, so that if something happens where it's doing breathe backs or whatever have you, you can get out or shed 1 or 2 without getting out of the trade altogether. Coach teaches that. That's the reason why he teaches that, because you're giving yourself the best chance to have the best of both worlds. You're taking some profit and you're also staying in the trade just in case when it finishes going against your position, if it decides to go back in your direction, you're still in the trade and can benefit from it. That's the reason. It's not because he wants you to spend extra money and buy a bunch of contracts. No, he's trying to give you the best chance to stay in the trade if you have to get out, taking some profit, but yet it then goes the way that you originally intended. And God stays going that way. Okay. And you got out. So if you shoot yourself in the foot, and it took me the longest time to get this, it's like, okay, well, I can't afford, 2, well, then you shouldn't be in that stock. If you can't afford 2 contracts, that's the answer to that. Find a stock that you can afford a minimum of 2 contracts. And as it turns out, not only does Apple move a lot easier, but it's affordable. SPY's affordable, but it's very volatile. Okay. It's very volatile. I would love to hang out in SPY. It's cheap, but it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. So I learned to leave SPY alone. SPY is for people who are seasoned pros and seasoned scalpers. Eric Smoto is very good at SPY. He knows levels and he's good at getting in and out. Okay. We all know the king of the mountain, Coach, loves SPY, particularly SPY puts. Okay. Because they pay very well, but he's good at getting in and out of them. I tried it. I'm not that good. Okay. So I love it. I love Apple. Thank you, David, for finally and keeping at me until I got it through my head that Apple was the way to go. And I love it. I love every minute of it. I've managed to make some money off of Apple. I am not trading this week for two reasons. One is I want to train more than I trade. And two is I'm not buying power. So if you also want to donate in the tip jar, it's right there also in the description of this video. It says click here to click here for the tip jar. So the first one is the panel. The second one is to join American Dream Trading. And the third one, if you scroll down, is the tip jar if you feel so need to do so. I appreciate it. So yeah, let's go ahead and see who else is in here. We left off with In Trade. Mikey B, what's up, Mike? How are you, dude? KB, what up, baby? Welcome to the Aftermarket. I don't see anybody who is trying to come in here yet. Did I not put the link in it? Please tell me I put the link in there. Let me look. The link should be in there. Because normally by now we have some people coming up in here joining me. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's in there. So what's up? Is it my breath? What? Yeah, I did the onions a little while ago, but I mean, you guys wouldn't know that. Come on up. What's the problem? Come on up. Tell me about your day. I want to hear who made money, who didn't, and why, so that we can help you work it out. This is the Aftermarket. That's what we're here for. Otherwise, I can put on some videos and we can, watch some of Coach's videos together and critique them together. But I know David's going to try to make it on here as well and come on and talk about some support and resistance lines. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what. One of the things that Coach has been talking about this week is smaller position sizes. Okay. Smaller position sizes actually help a ton with fear in the market. It has helped me so much. And a lot of people have heard me talk about having diamond hands and being able to stay in a trade. Well, this is how. When I go into a trade and I've spent $100, but it's chopped up between two $50 contracts or three $30 contracts. Let me tell you about the light bulb that went off last week, because I used to think, Coach always talks about shedding. And I thought, well, I'm so all or nothing. Why don't I just stay in the trade? I stay in the trade with everything and get out with everything. Well, no. When I got into Apple last Friday, and Friday is some of the cheapest time to have contracts, I got in with three $5 contracts. And a lot of you have already heard this story, but a light bulb went off this week. I'm sitting there and I'm journaling and I'm just sitting back and watching what I did. And some things resonated with me. First off, the very first contract I got out of when it started going the other way, I sold for $14. Now, what did I tell you I got? I got three $5 contracts right there with one contract. I paid for all three. So at that point, when I got out of that one, I was golden. Everything else was house money from that point on. Okay? Except for $1. And I was not going to cry over $1. Everything was house money from that point on. Think about it. I took the money at 200%, at 300% right there. I said, okay, it's pulling back. Let me get out with one of these contracts. It was $15 or $14. I'm like, hey, I just paid for all three. So these two can sit till the cows come home because it's all bonus. Oh, Coach, don't kill me. I don't know what I thought was going to happen when I shaved, but when that clicked, I'm like, shit, wait a minute. I just paid for all three trades with that one. No wonder. Okay. And here, if I just do $2. If I did $1 a piece on these other two that are left, I won because I got from it more than I put in. Well, I got that with one contract. The second one I sold for $9. Right there, I'm golden. Right there, I'm golden. Okay. Yeah, $23. That was $7 over what I paid for all three contracts, getting out of two of them on the second pullback. So right there, I'm already way in the green. Okay, I'm damn near doubling what I paid to get in three of them. Right? The last one, I waited all day. And Apple sat flat all day long. But then at the end, it decided to move. And I was still in where? I was still in the trade at the end of the day, because I'm not going to cry about it. If I had lost that entire $5, would it have mattered? Let me know in the chat. Would it have mattered? Why would it have? I was already $7 up from what I paid to get in all three of them. No matter what happened from that point on, I was golden. I finally got it, coach. And you learn by doing. You learn by doing. Get some small contracts, guys. Practice with small contracts. Practice with paper trading. That's how you learn. But actually go through what he's telling you to do, and it'll get in there. It'll resonate with you. We got somebody in here. I think it is Ralph. Let me let him in. Hello.
It's me, dog, Nate.
Oh, that's an N. Well, I'm blind. So what's up?
You do know you're on TikTok, right?
Huh? I'm not on TikTok.
I'm just messing with you.
You know what? See, that's what you get for not being technology. You need a separate phone to be on TikTok, Nate. See.
Well, I don't know them things.
How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing all right.
You killed it again this morning. Did you not take enough money from the market yesterday?
I mean, I got to trade every day that I get up, I guess.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, Nate, get some for us, man. How much did you do today?
I mean, it was a slow day today. I did like 3,500. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, slow day at the office. Only $3,500 he made today. Slow day at the office, but in comparison to 81,000, hey.
Well, I had 3 trades, and 2 of them was losing trades. So that last trade that I made the $3,000 on, it wiped out the other 2 losing trades. So that's how I look at it. Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely works.
Yes,
I mean,
works.
What stock did you get?
Oh Lord. Darn, I can't remember. It was one. I think it was one of the stocks that y'all played. Y'all played during the VIP. What was it? Oh Lord, I can't even think what it was.
You know what? I'm on the same page you are. I don't know, man. I don't know, but because there was a few of them. But wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Because Coach called it out a few times.
Yeah.
Was it SCL, SINO, or something like that?
It was some crazy thing. I know.
Yeah, it had an S in it.
Yeah, I was gonna trade it early that morning for I think $7, and
Noonie told you not to get in it.
Yeah, Noonie told me not to get in.
I remember that. We love you, Noonie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate, don't get in that stuff. No, because you wanted to do a 500. I remember that.
Yeah. So, but that's all right. I all the signs was there. I let the signs get away from me, and all the signs got away from me. So I could have backed the truck up this morning.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. David Giannis, is that you?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
But I ain't complaining.
What happened to Cheech and Chong?
Does it do it on here too? I thought it only did it on my Zoom.
It was doing it on here. Now it says DL.
I have to check it out. I probably
Oh.
changed something. Oh, and then plus, well, because I'm in the car, so I don't know
Okay.
if maybe that did something different.
Well,
Did you
Dawn,
hear?
congratulate you on your accomplishment.
Thank you.
Yes,
And I congratulate you on yours as well, because I believe you were in there too.
I believe so. Yeah.
And you too, Dave. Wait a minute. All three of us up here.
Mm.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
got Hall of Fame. We got Hall of Fame.
Oh man.
Nice. Congratulations to both of you, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'm humbled. I am
Yeah.
extremely humbled. I didn't expect any of that. I'm just me, you know what I mean? And if everybody likes what I'm doing, then that just makes me feel good on the inside. You know, that's stuff you don't need money for. You don't need anything. You just, hey, that works. Me just being me is resonating with people and just doing what I love to do. So
Yeah.
cool.
I just wanna I just wanna trade compliments of Coach and do what he taught me to do. That's all I want to do. I want to get better at it.
And you're doing it well.
I'm
And
trying.
so
I'm
you're
trying.
doing it well. So are you, David. You know, you're teaching other people how to do it, both of you. Nate, you first thing in the morning, and David all throughout the day with your one-on-ones and with
Well,
your
that's what I was gonna say.
participating.
That's why I haven't been able to stop in so much
I
because
know.
the
I
one-on-ones
know.
are right after we shut down the Zoom,
I
Right.
know. I know.
and then
That's
it's
why I haven't been
I've been
asking
doing
you still.
3 a day, so
Mm.
That's why I
we've
haven't
been
said
staying
anything. And
busy.
here I am tiring you up, you know, as soon as you, David, you got a minute?
Well,
Because I'm
see,
like,
so I don't book Tuesday and Thursday because of cheerleading. So
ah, got you. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I really do. I really do. Um, are you, so you're not able to share a screen or anything?
yeah, I brought my laptop. So let me see. I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to get it on here.
Okay.
Dawn, I just want to say I appreciate the people that come in the morning time that that enjoy the help or whatever, and we get a chance to help each other. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that because, like I say, it's lonely when you're in there early in the morning talking to yourself.
Tell me about it. I was talking to myself up until you came in and talking to the chat. Thank God I got people down in the chat. It would be a lonely stream. But yeah, man, I love coming in there in the morning and listening to you guys do what it is you do. You know, it's amazing just to hear you guys pick apart, you know, what those stocks are doing, when to get in. Everybody's looking out for everybody. It's a real camaraderie. You all are trying to help each other make money, and I love it because, you know, we're all together because of Coach. And the fact that we continue that camaraderie and continue that togetherness and help each other continue to make money even when he's not sitting right there, he has really created something special. And to just listen to you guys, Linda, you know, you, Linda, Mark McSee, you know, Callie is in there talking. Sometimes I hear Christina in there, Noonie, everybody. I mean, it's amazing to hear you guys pick that stuff apart. And I'm learning so much just sitting back listening to it. You know, maybe we can get Coach to do a pre-market on YouTube. Maybe we can. You heard what I said? I think Nate might be having technical difficulties. You with me? Nate!
I can still hear you, so I don't know. Maybe he dropped.
Huh. Who else we got? I don't know. Maybe I think he might be having technical difficulties. So we're gonna try to go over some support and resistance, huh? The
Yeah, I'm
reason
trying
why
to
I asked
figure.
you
For
to,
some reason, I don't know if it's the way I logged in because now that I have everything logged in with ADT, because I have the email and all that. When I try to log into TradingView from this computer, it's forcing a new account and it's not letting me log into my. So I'm trying to figure out how to get into my old my regular trading view. If not, I can just log in as a generic one and put on my new. I'll just do new lines in there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not letting me sign in under my old original one because this isn't my regular trading laptop. This is just one that I brought with me.
Okay. I gotcha. Well, we could always go over videos and things like that too.
Did you all end up doing that yesterday? I didn't get to watch yesterday's last night. I was gonna try to watch it tonight.
Yeah, we did. We ended up going over a couple of videos we watched. I think we watched Carter's videos that he dropped that day, and then we actually watched yours. Somebody.
See, that's why I was wondering because when I was doing one of the one-on-ones, Bruno had messaged me asking me about it, and I sent him the link to it.
I went and found it. I beat him to it. It was like I was in a competition or something. I went over to YouTube. Oh, you're good. You're good.
Every time somebody calls me, it kicks me out.
That's okay. You're a wanted man. But yeah, we found it. I went over there. Well, it's very easy to find it. It's back testing. It's the only one I think that says back testing. If you guys are ever
so there's a couple other ones from like later on. I think one that we talked about where I was like at 200 and something already. So there's I think total of 3 of them. I need to find them and kind of group them together or something.
Oh wow, yeah, because all I know about is the 87 one. Okay.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 more after that somewhere scattered in there. I need to find them.
Cool. I'll go digging for them this weekend too. We've got an L. Who does that represent? Is that Linda?
That's what it looked like.
Yep.
Yes, it's me. Yes, hello.
How are you?
Good. I just got back in. I had to go run a quick errand.
Oh wow, you're just doing it all. You're down in the chat. Now you're up here on the panel. Welcome, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
Did you make any money this morning?
I did. I was in AVTX for a little bit. That's
okay.
So, and then had a busy day, so I was in and out. That's the only play I did. But yeah, I made money, so good deal.
Maybe you can help us. What is that stock that Nate got in? Do you remember what it was? It began with an S, didn't it?
Solo or something like that?
Was it? Hold on. Let me look.
I knew you'd have it because that's driving me nuts.
SNSLNO.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Linda. That was going to drive me crazy. Yeah. $3,500. $3,400 or $35, Nate?
Well, that was my total for the day, but I did about $3,000 with that one stock.
Wow. It's so awesome to be amongst people that are getting it done and making it happen with Coach's strategies. You know what I mean? I tell you now, and this is one thing that I've kind of started liking to do, is going over Coach's rules. Because when I listen to people, it seems like we're still kind of, falling short of some of them. People are losing money and they're in the Zoom call and they're just, they're complaining that they don't understand, what's going on and they're losing money. So every day, if we have to go over these rules, we're just going to have to go over them. But the first one is don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. If you're in a trade and you're losing more than 1 to 3%, something's wrong there. You cannot lose more than 3% of your account. But besides, you want to live to trade the next day. And if you have 2 days in a row, then you should stop trading and sit back and watch and start training. Would you guys agree with that?
Yep.
Then rule number 2 is 2 red days in a row, stop trading. Paper trade. Okay, so paper trade for a few weeks until you get your mind right. Another thing I noticed, and I was listening to this disciplined trader, if you revenge trade, you put yourself against the market instead of trading in harmony with it. And I thought, damn, that's right. I mean, don't you guys find that? Like you have a mentality like, oh, I'm going to get my money back. I do. I think like that.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm like,
I haven't been there before.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, dude, I'm getting my money back. That's the first thing I think of is I'm getting my money back. And that's the wrong way to be, because instead of you focusing and looking at what the market's actually doing, you're thinking about what you want it to do and what you want out of it financially, instead of just breathing back, looking at what's actually happening in the market and going with the flow. The market's always right, guys. Rule number 4, right? Rule number 4 is 5 trades per day.
1 to
No,
5.
no more than 5 trades per day.
No
You know,
overtrading.
don't overtrade, right? You know, don't overtrade. If you made your money, get out. Like Noonie was saying this morning, Coach, I made $540. I'm done for the day. There's no need for me to go in and give it back.
Yeah, that's real rich, Miss Nooney.
Even though we all know Noonie's
I'm
probably
done for
still
the
thinking,
day.
Coach, I made $540. I'm done for today. And she
30
fades off
minutes
at
Sounds
the
later.
just
end.
like
The 30 minutes later, Coach, I made $26 more when you call that out.
Coach.
Can you
We
do a
love you,
Nate
As
Noonie.
long as you're not
impression?
losing,
addictive
Miss
on.
Nooney.
I can, but I'm not going to. I can though.
It's addictive.
How
It
y'all
really
doing today?
is. We're doing good. How are you?
All right, I'm sorry for running a little late, man. I gotta go get some water, before
Oh, I
before
read.
the water is drying up around here, so I had to make sure we had some. Then we
Rule
got
number
Mr. Willie.
5, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're gonna cut his check next time he late.
Yeah, you're gonna get docked. You're gonna get
Okay.
docked. You know you're a main panel member. You're gonna get docked, bro.
Do we each get $50? Like,
It's a
Doc
it's a catastrophe.
charge you $50 if you're late. So, like, will they pay us if they're late?
Yeah.
Good question.
If somebody else late, do I get they cut?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
let's distribute it. It's only fair.
We'll put it in our trading pot.
Yeah, definitely. You know, hey, maybe we should do a universal tip jar, and either if we can use mine, I'll split it up amongst all of us, or hey, who knows?
But you know what though, Dawn? I'm like
What's
that
up?
I'm like that in the morning. I can't stand to be late. Getting up, getting ready to trade. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I have a routine I do in the morning that it's same time every morning. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
need to tweak some things so I can squeeze my workouts back in there. But I want to be able to come in and listen to you guys and trade with you guys as well. So, and the earliest you guys get in there is what, about 6?
Oh, there's some of us in there earlier than that sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they start
I
about
usually don't get in there till about 7.
yeah they start. But Mark MC, he usually get in there probably about
Right.
4:00 Central Time. So what's Eastern Time for 4:00? 5:00.
Yeah,
I think 5 o'clock.
Like
Yeah.
5 in the morning. Yeah, they
Yeah, I gotta
usually be
read.
people in there because I
I
check
gotta
it
read my
from like.
news and plan my trades.
Sometimes I just check in there to see if anybody in there, and it just be my name, and I just come right back out. But I
I've
know
done that
like
before.
Now we like
hear
start
Lee.
out slow though. We like have to kind of wake up in the morning and
Right.
it's not like we're going full steam right off the bat.
Okay, well that's good to know, because
You know.
a lot of times I wake up at 5, so I can stumble in there too. Then.
Yeah. Sometimes we're kind of quiet, and we're doing our lines and throwing stuff out, and then it just kind of.
I don't do
Pick up
drugs though. I
speed.
mean, do I have to do drugs to be a part of it?
No. No drugs in our Nope.
See, like
But it's
usually that's how I fall asleep because it gets so slow because I have Coach playing on my TV or whatever, and then whenever the Zoom come in, I cut that off and start listening to them. Ain't nobody talking. Next thing you know, the Sandman just get on my back, and I just fall down. And then next thing you know, I wake up and the Zoom be off. I be like, oh shoot, what time is it? And then I'll
But
just pop up in the
y'all
next
get in
Zoom.
there. It's good
Yep.
y'all get in there that type of morning to learn how to trade. That's a good thing.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
dedicated, man. I
Yeah,
want to get this thing right. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So,
yeah,
and I want to be
Exactly.
financially free doing it. I want to be like you and Coach Nate, where I'm just trading for the fun, for the sheer fun of it, not because I have to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at that point now where I don't have to because we do have an income, so I don't have to trade. Coach is giving
I'm gonna
me,
tell you.
a couple $100 a week for this, so I don't have to use bill money anymore soon.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Um, After I get things caught up. You know what I mean? So it'll be for the sheer learning of it and just becoming financially independent because that's the next step. Becoming if I'm not a millionaire, that's fine. As long as I'm financially independent, I'm good. I don't want to
Right.
have to worry about where the electric bill's coming from or where are we going to eat this. I don't want to have to worry about any of that. So
Don't.
this is a way to do that.
Yeah,
Whenever whenever you take that money out of it, your trading will go. Your trading will go up. I'm telling you, like I mean, your
I've already
skills, your
taken it
trading
out.
skills. Yeah,
Yeah, I've already taken
your
it
and
out.
you can you tell the difference though. That's what I'm asking.
Inside,
It's a
yeah.
difference. Yeah, it's a
I think it
difference
all.
Inside,
because
I
yeah.
think it ought to be fun myself. I try to make it fun
exactly
Yeah.
for myself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
because
you
there
know,
is a dark side to trading. A
what
lot
I'm
of us don't
doing.
talk about it.
Like,
What's up?
like I tell them in the morning, I don't care how much money I make. I never tell my wife everything, and never share that information. No,
I,
no.
I think my husband's afraid to ask.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah. She
either.
gets a little. Yeah.
She
Oh
has to
no.
try to pull it out of me. It's a whole thing, but it's so
It
funny
is.
too. She said, how come she asked me something and I said, because I'm a control freak, but I'm a cool control freak.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
know her. She likes to spend, spend, spend. It's like inertia. Once she starts, it's
Yeah.
like a water faucet pouring out. And it's like, let's pump the brakes,
Right.
pump the brakes. So it's like, of course,
Oh, I cry like I'm on government cheese every day. Yes, sir.
I almost
I
cried
really
this
do.
evening when Moses got
Yeah.
on in the
yeah,
after thing.
yeah.
And I don't know if he was choking up, but I was starting to choke up. And it's like, oh man,
Well, he was
Who?
making me
oh,
choke up. That's what made me bring up that night with Mitch and Pastor because it reminded me of it.
What was that?
Well, there was a gentleman that came on named Armando, I think, and he couldn't, something was happening where he had lost his job and
Oh yeah,
he was
yeah.
gonna he had admitted that he was thinking about ending it all,
Oh
and
Lord.
yeah, Pastor was like, above all, don't do that, talk to us before you do anything. And I think Moses came in and tried to offer him words of encouragement, saying, listen, I've been there as well. I've lost everything as well. And I was
Right.
in a situation in the hospital system where I was lost everything. And I thought about it, but I didn't do it. And if I'm sticking in there, you can stick in. And we all just kind of got to crying and if I'm not mistaken, that was the first night that Lee spoke up and said, my name is Lee, and Pastor, those words that you just spoke to that man moved me so much that I had to speak up and introduce myself. And I think that was the first night Lee ever came on.
See what kind of group we got here?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the reasons I'm
Yeah.
still here is that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like, oh,
awesome.
this is crazy here. This is what? We got this going on, this kind of bonding going on. This is not just stocks. This is a family. And I knew I wasn't going anywhere that night.
Because
I knew I
around
was going
that
to stay
time,
on
I
my
don't even
own.
think I wasn't even trading then. When I first came in the group, I really wasn't trading like that. I used to be in the group for the group,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
David, you got it up.
Well, I was trading.
I know. Didn't you start in November, David?
Look here, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I
was
was
trading.
trading.
I wasn't trading. I mean, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
paper trading and stuff, but I wasn't trading. Like,
Ralph, I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, Nate, I gotta
World
ask
here.
you something. I gotta ask you something.
What's that?
What was up with the how-to videos where Coach was describing how to get a Weeble? What were you doing, man? Just hanging out?
I saw that. I didn't watch the video,
Because
but I
you
saw the
didn't say
picture.
a word. You just kind of looked and was just looking. I'm like, okay, what you look? I don't know why. I thought look. I for
That was a
some
picture,
reason
wasn't it? That's why you
I
were
Yeah.
pictured you
saying
with an
that.
afro, Nate.
Yeah.
I pictured you with an afro, bruh. I don't know why.
I don't know. I was, when I learn, and it's interesting, I learn hard. I ain't gotta say nothing. I just gotta suck it all in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Mhm.
And like I told y'all my story. I told my wife, I'm gonna put this money in this account. If I lose it, I lose it. But I'm gonna do my damnness not to lose it. So, she don't question anything I do. She just know that whatever I put my mind to, I really go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she know I'm not gonna quit because I will openly say it every morning. Because I remember when I was losing $1,000, 1,500, I wouldn't tell Coach. I ain't telling Coach nothing because I ain't want him to tear my head off.
Right.
For
So,
That's
real,
the way I
I
am.
feel you on that.
Yeah.
so
I'm like the
yeah. But
mouse
I
in the
would,
hole. I'm like, ooh, I don't want
yeah,
Coach to see me. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
yeah. But I would openly talk to myself. It's like, I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I'm like, I ain't quitting. I don't give a damn what happened. I don't care how much money I lose. This is something that I love to do. I don't care. My wife's sitting back there looking at me like, who is he talking to? I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me. I just wouldn't quit. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna quit. I don't care how bad it get on. I'm not quitting. I'm not.
That's so commendable, man. Me
Yeah.
either, Nate. I'm
Yeah.
not going
I'm
anywhere.
not quitting. No, I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. I block all that mess out. I appreciate everybody coming in there in the morning, but you know, I I love this business. I love what we're doing. I have to thank God every day for Coach
Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you, I could have passed him by on TikTok. I did not have to listen to him, but something kept me coming back to him, and
It did all
and
of
I know a
us.
lot of people don't change. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it did
mean, a
all of
lot of people
us.
probably don't tell him, but he's changed a lot of lives.
Yeah,
He really has. Yeah,
we appreciate you, Coach.
Love you, man.
yeah,
David, you gonna
yeah.
talk to
He
us about
changed
some
a lot.
support and resistance lines?
Well, yeah, just like we were talking about in the chat earlier in Zoom, you can see how when you have them dead, because y'all can probably barely even see the blue lines I have scattered all over the chart. You can only really see the white
Something.
ones. So I have a bunch of blue ones just scattered throughout there, but you can see that my stronger ones, which are the white ones, and you can see the levels we were playing. So earlier I was talking about, so I had a strong one right here at the 172.67 area, and I have one right here at the 172.46 area. So now I'm going to actually change this coloring because we can see that it played a little stronger off of the 50 area instead of the 60 something area. So I'm going to still leave this other line here and just color it as a blue, and then I'll change my white. That way going into tomorrow, I know that that was playing a little bit more strength in the current time period. And then
Well, they say don't shoot
Hey,
till you see the
David.
whites of their eyes.
I was talking
Hey,
about the
David.
overall trend too that I had mapped out. So when you're looking at the overall trend, we had already kind of consolidated out of the overall trend. We kind of went back into it. And then this is again what we were talking about, where you can see that we're in a consolidation trend. It's not necessarily up anymore. We're just floating between this area, which was the 174.40 or 20, all the way up to this area. And then we start to incline. Well, once we start dropping and we broke out of this trend that we had to the up, we don't know that it's going to drop that much, but we do know that we needed to be more cautious on the plays because we were seeing consolidation in this area. Well, once we got that break on a strong line to the downside, then we actually need to start. So that's why I was going to start mapping out from this area, continuing the downtrend. So now that this area is invalidated, we're already way past this area, so I can finally delete these lines. These are the ones that I had shared in the group last week. So these we can get rid of now because we know that they're not really in play anymore. And then so we had this as a break, and then we were running with this. So now we'll come back and we start mapping what we're playing in currently. So leading into this, you start thinking, okay, well, now that it's in a downtrend, I need to be more cautious if I'm trying to go against the trend, which is in the calls. So we just need to be cautious. Of course, you never know, it could bounce off of this low level tomorrow again and start climbing back up. But we need to know what we're currently playing in. So that's why I have this larger channel to the upside mapped. And then what I'll do now is start mapping this downside. And so I usually try to get it when you can tell that it's broken out of the channel and then it started again. So we can see we bounced out of the channel here. We went back into the channel and it never came back. So that means we played this area pretty strong. So we know that the channel, it has to be from this down. So my high side is going to end up being from here down to where we're currently at. And then I'll modify it once we get into the tighter time frames. And then over here, we want to see off of the last low.
Yeah.
We bounced up to the top and then we rejected. So I'd like to try to consider it from that area. So I'll end up starting there and then I'll adjust it once we start getting into the smaller time frames.
Hey, David. I had heard you talking at the end of the Zoom. I was getting ready to leave, and I wanted to bring that up. Like a lot of us, I heard you say the trend is your friend, and then you like when you say that, you ain't talking about just what's going on today, right? And so
Talking about overall.
a lot of us get stuck on just one day. I think I heard somebody, I think it was Lee had mentioned, all I'm worried about is what's going on today, right? That's true what's going on today, but after the market end, you need to open up the whole chart picture. You know what I'm saying? That way, this is what I do. I'm not telling you how to trade. You can do whatever you want to do. This is what I do. Before I go into the chart, I go on the higher time frames. That way I can see what direction it's going in. If I'm going to be trading Apple and it's been going down for 3 days, if I'm an option trader, look, I'm not even thinking about a call. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's moving up during the day, I mean, you can. If you see a strong up move, just know that ain't gonna last long. Look at the extensions of the leg. When it pulls up, it's just mostly sideways. It's going up a little bit. It's chop zone and then drop. That's what you want to get into. And so if it's going up, same thing. Whichever side is going in, you want to trade where you can get the most movement, especially with options. This is true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing that I've learned is you cannot have a bias. And when you look at all of these things, all of these levels, support, resistance, previous patterns, it's all fine and good, but you also need to like make sure, like David said, it's like you need to just look at everything overall and just be prepared. One thing I notice about you, as many lines as you have, David, you still play what you see in your face right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I listen to that. It's like, yeah, you could do this, but I'm in a 2-minute EWO and I'm making money on that, but I'm also scalping because it's going against my EWO. I'm like, damn, he's making money both ways. He's playing what it's currently doing, and playing off of what it has done in the past as well at the same freaking time. That's good shit.
That's good stuff.
So see, like right here, we'll be leading into tomorrow, and we'll really keep an eye, because if you see that we're in the pre-market and we're consolidating and it stays tight in this channel and floats across and then opens up above this, well, then you know you're in another channel up to this area. So we could basically tell that we're right here. We know that we're going to stay under this. So if we're in this small channel in pre-market, then we know that it's going to be hard to break that. And then if we get coaches pre-market lines and they fall somewhere in line with what we're seeing right now, well, then that's even more confirmation, because that means we stayed in a certain zone during pre-market. And if we continue to drop, well, then we know it's continuing our downtrend and it's real strong to the downside. If we bounce above it and we hold, then we know we're in a consolidation. If something miraculous happens and the pre-market opens up and we start dragging out of this channel, then you're going to start really having to be a lot more cautious on your previous rejections. And then where did we reject the last time? Well, right now, if we know that we're playing in a certain channel, it gives you a little bit more comfort if we continue to the downside. It's going to be choppy if we stay in a channel. And that's what I was saying a couple of Fridays ago when we were saying, oh, it's too choppy. It was because I was looking at the overall picture and we had flattened out of our downtrend. We were just sitting there chopping up in the current time frame.
You know, I noticed that too, that Apple tends to do that. It'll get in one level of choppiness and then it'll drop down to another level or go up another level and then get in a consolidation on that level.
Yep.
It like moves levels and chops at those levels. Overall. Yeah.
I knew Apple wasn't going to drop when I saw that head and shoulders formation.
All those, you have up, and then a little retracement, up, and then retracement. So see, when you're following an uptrend and you start looking back, say you were to just start doing your homework and say, okay, well, I found a period of uptrend from right here, and you figure out the date, April, whatever. Then you say, okay, well, it started over here, March 13th. So if you go back to those days and look at the EWOs in that period, you're going to find that all the EWOs that went up, probably at least a good 70 to 80% of the EWOs that were in the upward trend were way stronger than the EWOs that were to the downtrend in that overall period. And so that's one of the things that I had noticed, because I used to do a bunch of swing trading. So I was already familiar in looking at the overall picture for my big swing trades.
Right.
And then, so that I'm doing the smaller trades in the day, that's why sometimes I won't even go in on a put even though the EWO had flipped, because I was looking at the overall trend and I'm just more confident in continuation of the trend until we break out of that particular channel. So if we're bobbing up and down in an upward trend and we haven't broken outside of that trend to the downside, I'm not confident with the put. So I might do some tiny scalps on those, but I'm not going to go in big on those, because most of the time you'll see it short-lived until you get to the point where you're finally breaking that channel. But most of the time you're also rejecting a strong support or well, in the top it would be a resistance area, and then you would reject and break out of the upward trend at the same exact time. So if you start looking at all these weird little patterns and then you look back and, okay, well, I'm going to find a downtrend. So if you go back and pick this date and then pick the date where it bottomed out and look at the EWOs in that section in the smaller time frame and look to see how those played out. It's stronger to the downside overall, so the trend was down, and all the EWOs that were to the put side were all stronger than the calls in that section. So if you start doing that research and start really paying attention to the overall picture, you get a lot more confidence in your trades, because you can say, okay, well, you know what? One of my rules is I'm only going to follow the overall trend. And if I have an EWO that's going to the downside, I'm just going to avoid it. And then you can slowly evolve to that point where you can say, I'm more confident in my trades. But in the beginning, you're trying to do everything to help maximize your percentage of a chance to be in a gain.
Exactly.
So you do all these little things that add up so that you're not going in when there's a higher probability that it's going to cut back against you.
Got you. Wow, that's amazing, David.
And then one thing I want to say, like, once that trend get going, it's gonna move, like, and then it ain't gonna just stop and then drop. I mean, they have that. Don't get me wrong, they do have stocks that do that. But when it's like this is strong. It's Apple, you know what I mean? So once it start going up, it ain't gonna just reverse and drop to the floor. It's gonna go sideways. But always remember, if a market is falling, like it's falling now, and then you get some sideways action, that's gonna continue until it matters to break above or below. But keep in mind, wherever the move came from, the strength is still to the downside. Did my mic go out? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, I thought I was talking to myself there.
No, you good. I was just looking in the chat.
Right, I brought that up because I heard a lot of people mention, "Oh, it's turning, it's bullish, it's going up. Let's get in some calls." Oh, don't do it. unless you a professional, you know, you know, don't if somebody called it out to tell you to get in the call, you're not already in it, you probably shouldn't enter, you know.
Yep. So I was just looking at some of the comments. Okay, so Funny Baby Story said, Trend is your friend. Chart looks good, zoomed in. Okay, nice. Danny Hobbs. Doesn't look fuzzy. Does anybody have any questions for David, or while we have him here? Because I know this isn't going to be an every night thing that he can do. Anybody that's out there struggling, that, you know, you find you're getting in trades and you're losing, you know, you're losing in your trades as soon as you get in. If you get in, it's going the opposite direction. Now's the time to ask, because we have got the expert on support and resistance here. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at AmericanDreamTrading.com.
Want to trade and be on your way to becoming financially free? Go sign up now at AmericanDreamTrading.com, where all our services are easily accessible. And sign up is easy. Simply click the service you want and go. That's it.
If you're not a member, make sure you get yourself over to the description of this video and click the Join American Dream Trading link. It'll take you straight to that website where you can choose from one of our many services. We've got VIP memberships, we've got hot stock picks, we've got workshop classes, we've got one-on-ones with moderators. You can pay for a one-on-one with David and sit down and have him to yourself for an entire hour, learning the support, resistance, how to set up your trading view indicators, all of that. So take full advantage of that right on AmericanDreamTrading.com. If you guys want to come up on the panel and speak and ask questions, click the link that says Join Panel. If you want a tip, it's a tip jar link there as well. Just scroll all the way down and you'll see it. And any tip is much appreciated if you're finding value in the stream. David, I really, really am so stoked and have you. I'm so appreciative of you being on here, man. This is awesome because I know you are so busy.
Hey, Dave, let me ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, so, I'm doing okay. If you hear a screaming kid, I'm sorry. I promise
It's all good. It's all good.
So when you go back, when you're doing your support and your resistance, and you have to go back in a significant time. Today is kind of a prime example, right? With a lot of markets, you got to go back. To do that, you generally have to move your time up, right? So that way you can.
Yeah. So if I don't have any data in the past week or so, then I'll automatically switch to the day and then start looking in the day and start all over again.
Oh wow! So you're going to the day. So.
Oh yeah.
So when you have to go and do that, are you making that adjustment kind of in your own mind, or okay, if I think this is going down, you know, or up, whichever way a stock may be going, do you kind of try to make that time adjustment in your head as well, or what are you doing?
As far as like,
well,
so we're talking about, say it's an overall downtrend.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to trend things out, right? Because obviously you're going to have your support and your resistance, and those are going to be the areas that you go through. But then also just tracking, like, because if you look on the day timeline and you're breaking through a trend, if you're going that large of a timeline, then yeah, it gives you a picture of where that support and resistance are, but it doesn't necessarily give you an idea of time or how quickly.
No, so happen. Like when we're playing the individual days, I'll usually do the 30, because if you can see, it translates pretty well to the littler channels that we're playing in right now. Look at how it ends up on the 1 and the 2 hours. So I'm trying to get a better picture. Since we're doing the day trading, I'm not swing trading anymore. So I usually will start doing my trend part of it in the 1 hour. And in some cases, you'll see where the 1 hour is kind of a little bit clunky. So I try to refine it by the smaller time frames. So you might see a couple of dips here and there. So you see this dip here. If you go down to the 15-minute, you're going to see a whole bunch of them that kind of dipped in that same area. So if you look at the other time, the larger channel that I had here, the upper one, I think I had originally done that one in the 4-hour. And
Yes.
so we could see that we had broken out of this little previous channel. So we were coming down on the larger, we broke and we consolidated. So to me, that was enough point for me to say we need to start figuring out if it's continuing in consolidation or does it actually have a slight upward trend. Well, by the time we formed these two was when I had originally put this line up here. We had the wick here, we had the bottom down here. So I created these lines based off of my 4-hour. And then if you look back, you do the 2-hour, you get those little bit more confirmations that you can see we were staying inside that channel. So I try to give it a bigger picture, but I don't like to go out to so like if you do the daily and look at what it does on the daily to me is just, you get the overall of everything. Well, we know that right now we're in a downtrend. This was all consolidation. We were in a downtrend, and with Apple, normally you'll see periods like this where it comes down to a spot and consolidates or goes up and then hits a consolidation. So you can see we had up and consolidations, then up, down. Over here, you look back, we had an up and then a consolidation. So you'll see this kind of pattern with Apple a lot, where it either does an upward motion, then a downward motion, and it consolidates in between those. So that's why I was at the point where if you look at the overall, we had already been coming down. And then once we got this bounce up here and this one down here, we kind of knew that we were in a channel. And then that's when I was really trying to start watching it. So I had started posting the screenshots in the membership lounge back in this time frame, showing, okay, well, these are areas where we need to watch out because we've been in a downtrend and we were breaking the downtrend. So I shared it then. And then when we were in the uptrend and we broke that, I said, well, this is an area where we need to watch out because we're at the lower end of the overall trend. And I'm trying to do it days at a time, usually by the week. So if we can update those charts and the trend every couple of days, it's pretty helpful because it helps you for your plan for the morning.
Interesting. So, so you're going based upon, so you start with a day to get your major areas, and then you push back and do it a smaller time frame, and then look at trends.
Yep. And then so like you see, we just keep going into the smaller time frames, but we're still consolidating, and this is where it starts giving you more confirmation of your channels. So you can see we were still in the downtrend, but we consolidated and then broke the channel, and then we consolidated. So you start getting into the smaller time frames, you can see all those movements confirming your channels to say, okay, yeah, this one is a strong channel. And then the ones you don't see, all my blue lines just are blending in the background. They're just there, but I have them. You can see I have blue and white, so all the blue ones are just scattered in here. But I purposely do them darker so that they're not so prominent. Same thing. You're just confirming your channels as long as you're not breaking those channels. So that's one of the only reasons I know that I was talking about staying in the puts all day long today. Well, normally you would say, oh, well, why did he stay in puts if it was above VWAP? Well, if you look at the 2-minute, we were above VWAP and we never broke over VWAP in the 5-minute. So that's one of the things where I always say, if I'm already up in the profit, I start watching the 5. So after we had broken down past this channel, I had automatically flipped it over to our 5, and look at how much confidence you get in the 5-minute here. We never came back that same point where we had punched through VWAP. We never penetrated it. We were floating under the 21, under the 55. Everything was still inverted. And then one of my main things that I say is, if we hold over the 55, well, if I'm already up in the profit, I'm not looking at the 55 so much in the 2-minute, because in the 2-minute we could have probably already been hitting or kind of collapsed it real tight. Since I was already up in the profit and I was just letting this last 2 run, I was more confident saying, okay, well, we haven't broken this channel to the upside. Even though I am seeing this collapse, I'm not worried about it. And we never held over the 55. So in my rule, if I would have got this next continuation candle and we held over the 55 and we broke this channel at the same time, I would have probably got out just to snatch the rest of the progress or the rest of the profit, instead of giving it all the way back up to the top of my channel to see if it would have hit my channel and then bounced down, because I would have rather collect some profit because I already had 2 signs of failure. So the first failure for my all out is the 55, and then my second one is usually a prominent support or resistance in that same area. So that's why I push it all the time. Coach talks about it all the time. Look at the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. Oh, you want some confidence? Look at the 5 minutes. So same thing. I hear Coach say it all the time.
I
So
stayed
I've
in it
been
all
doing
day
it myself.
today. I stayed in it all day today.
Yeah, so I
And
talk about it all
yeah.
the time because all these things
I
are
only trade the
things
5
that do
minutes.
with your confidence. And people always ask, well, how did you know to stay in that one? Well, I didn't know to stay in it, but I know that if I'm playing in a channel and I'm already in the profit, I'm kind of I'm waiting for this break. That would have been a bad sign for me, especially because we came up to this point and then rejected. So that had already given me confirmation that this line was somewhat being respected. Whether it's this blue line that I had here or this in the 5 minute, we can still see that we had a rejection. This candle right here was on the exact, or on that other line that I had, the blue one that y'all probably can't even see. So
That's the break
having
and
that in the
retest.
back of your head, with the continuation of the EVO getting larger, the 2155 still creeping down, so all of that was telling me, you know what, I'm good. And then I heard some people talking about, oh, it's coming back up. Well, when I glanced back at
Well,
the
it
2
ain't.
minute, yeah, so you could panic in the 2 minute if you got in at the wrong time. If you got in where we were supposed to was the break, or if you wait for the first hour, okay, well, the first hour you need to wait. So if you would have waited for the first hour, you're sitting in a channel, so you don't want to touch it inside a channel. Technically, if you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to wait to see what happens with the EVO. Well, to me, this growth right here is enough to say, okay, well, it's the momentum is coming back in my direction. So I might go in with a Danny DeVito in this area because we rejected off of VWAP. Plus, I'm seeing the EVO grow in the downward motion. So that could be a re-entry point. So you can use this EVO in multiple ways once you get more familiar with using it.
Anybody have any other questions they want to ask David?
Has it been cutting in and out or no? Have y'all been able to hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Nah, I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because the reception out there sucks.
But yeah, that pullback,
You
that
know,
first pullback, I thought you were trading today, Apple with Apple
This one?
done. So I was like, Apple? Yes. I said, don't get out of it. But like that looked like an inverse head and shoulder. That's the 2 minute. But if you put it on the 5 minute, you can really say you won't get scared out. The lower the time frame, the more noise is involved with the movement, if you will. Like the higher time frame, you can cut out a lot of the choppiness. That's what I'm saying. Like you'll think it's about to turn around, you know, but if you was on a higher time frame, you'll know, okay, this is just a pullback.
yeah, I'm notebook
Well,
trading.
yeah, when I do my swing trading, I would usually try to enter off of breaks from the 4 hour and then confirm. I would usually stay in the 15 or the 5 minute and just keep an eye on it that way, because I had gone in at such a high time frame. I was waiting for those bigger plays. And so now that I'm more familiar with this, I'm trying to sort of incorporate it, because I know there's a lot of people that really don't have the time to babysit it all day. So if I can fine tune what I'm doing to help people stay in trades on the overall longer term, that'd be great too. Because then if you have a 9 to 5 and you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to buy on Monday and I'm going to sit this one out for the 90 days, but I'm going to only play it for this week. And I'm currently in a downtrend, so I'm confident in this. And so once we start seeing stuff like that on the bigger picture, we can start getting back into the swing trading. But I want to make sure that I'm doing enough back testing on my own so that I can say the same way I did with the EVO, okay, you know what, I'm confident, and let's do it this way, and this way seems to be working. So I've been doing trades like that on my own and in paper trading, just so that I can start building a database the same way I did with the regular 2 minute EVO.
When I hear people talking that they be on the 30-second time frame, and I feel like, you know, I mean, people trade all different ways, and that's cool, but I be like, That's the reason why you can't stay in the trade right there. You on a 30-second. I mean, a pullback look like a reversal. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, and see, in my original, I think when I spoke out to Coach, I talked about going into the 1 minute, and see, so that was back when I was still truly in the scalp mentality. So the scalp mentality to me was, I had already seen that the EWO, of course, gives you a great entry. It gives you a potential for profit. It doesn't tell you if it's going to run for another 2 minutes or another 2 hours. So I was always just get what I could and get out. Get what I could and get out. And so I was just real tight, getting whatever I could, because I was building up the pattern of the entry. So when I was doing it like that, that was my goal, was just, can I prove to myself that the entry is the right spot? It's up to me to start figuring out, well, what tells me this one's going to run longer? This one's going to, so you start hearing coaches where he talks about the trend. So that's when I started refining it to only under VWAP. So today, even if you were in the 2 minute and you only followed the rule of doing puts under VWAP and calls above VWAP, so you would have done, say you did the first one, you're brave, all right, great. If not, you waited for this retracement and you said, okay, well, we rejected VWAP and the EWO is a second larger candle in this direction, I'm going to go in small. You could have played this one. You wouldn't have played this one, so you wouldn't have taken a loss. You wouldn't have done anything. You would have gone into this one, which was right here. So this one, by this time in the day, you would have already known we had a tight channel here. So you would have known that you have to be tight, because you've seen this previous here and this previous here. Plus, we actually had the line that I originally had that was brighter. I mean, that was white, so I flipped it. So all that was in play. So you could say, you know what? I'm going to play it, but I know it's got to be tight. So you keep an eye on it and you get the EWO. So the EWO flips in right here. That's the first candle. The second candle is right here. And you say, okay, well, it's under VWAP. It's under the 55. I'm okay with it. Well, this is the 25 to 50, 40% that you talk about, because you know there's no sign that told you it's going completely against you yet. And it came down and tested this channel. So technically on this one, you would have gotten some money if you had entered on that 2 minute. It might not have been very much, but you would have had to know that you had to be tight in this area because of the potential of rejection. Okay, so worst case, you didn't collect profit and it's coming back to break even, and it holds over the 21, it holds over the 55, and you panic and you sell. Okay, then you get out. You don't do the call because it's under VWAP. You don't want to worry about doing this because you're not a scalper yet. You're not playing just these channels because you're in the middle of an EWO. You can see that the EWO was kind of flat, so these are the ones that you want to just avoid. And plus, we already knew that the overall trend was to the downside. So then you wait for your next EWO that's in the down direction. It's under VWAP, plus you're getting the EWO, plus the 21 and the 55 are down. So you're underneath it. You would have made money on one. You would have avoided this one. You probably could have paid this one. This one might have been a break even. It could have been maybe a small profit. So you would have taken one, you would have taken two, and you would have taken the whether you did the beginning because of the break of pre-market and the confirmation, or you wait for your hour and then you get another little signal here. So you would have had plays. That's why I said, if you're willing to sit there and wait and pick your plays, it changes everything, because you're not rushing it. You're just waiting to show up. And I understand that a lot of people can't sit here and watch it all day long, so that's what makes it difficult. And if you have the time to wait and concentrate on one stock, more times than not, you're going to get something out of the trade following the EWO, as long as you follow the trend. And that's what I proved to myself in the very beginning, because most of my trades were just under VWAP for puts and just over VWAP for calls. And if you're a beginner and you follow just that strictly, trust me, there's a higher potential that you're going to get paid.
That's so true. That is so true. And then
that has helped me so much. I'm telling you, it really has. I mean, it gives you confidence going in, you know, especially today. I was laughing because I'm like, you know, am I actually calling out levels? Me, you know, am I actually looking at this and trading this with a roadmap? It's like I've been waiting forever to have that skill, and it's like I finally wrapped my head around it.
I don't know if you saw it in the chat or not, David. But I was helping Don. I was sending Don the levels that I thought it was. I sent her that first pullback. I said it's gonna reject like that. It's the break and retest. And so later on in the day, you was like you had said called out a hard level. You was like, I think it was like 170, 173 or something like that. And I was like, let me go check and see if I got the level marked out. When I went and looked, I had the level marked out, right? And then I had some text up under there that said, this right here is the point of pain. You know what I'm saying? And so I must have did that like months ago, you know, and it was still on the chart. And so I was like, what the hell? I was like, man, if it come up under here, it's gonna go down. All right. And it went there and got rejected.
Yeah, and I'm starting to like kind of know what you guys are like. I know you probably cringe because I'm like, damn, that was just me, but I totally get it now. It's like I'm kind of on the other side of it, and I love that. It's like I'm chomping at the bit. It's like I'm a racehorse that's being held back right now because I'm forcing myself not to trade. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's easy when you don't have the cash, but it's better when you're training and watching, and then it's like, oh, I get it. And then when you're let loose, you know how to do it. You know, now when I hear people say, every time I get in, it just seems to go against me. And I totally get that. It's like having smoked before. You get it. Why smokers smoke. If you've experienced that high that you get when you smoke, or that relaxation when you get when you smoke. Now I know why Coach cringes. Now I know why you probably cringe, David, when you hear people, well, I got in it and it went down. It's like, it's because you didn't know it was going to go down. There's a way you can know that it's probably going to go down right there. You know, and it's called levels. It's called knowing your critical levels. You would know that, you know what, we're coming to this particular dollar amount. This may reverse on me right here. Instead of just blindly jumping in. At first I thought it was like not getting in on the middle of the no, it's more particular than that.
Yes,
you know, there are exact levels that you can know, hey, chances are, not saying it will, just because it did it before, but be mindful.
And then guess what? I was telling Bucket today, man. Bucket was asking all those questions. I said, listen, Bucket, I told you like 2 days ago, what you need to do is pick 1 to 2 tickers, and every time you see that EWO flash, don't worry about if it's too big. If you see the second candle, get in the trade and just see what happens. See if you can drag up your stop, see if it get hit. Not options, do it with shares, because in order for you to trade options, you need to know how to do shares first anyway. I don't even know how that could even equate to make sense. I never traded shares, but I trade options. That's why you failing right now. You know what I mean? So get in the trade, and then once you get in the trade and manage it, record what happened, boom, get to the next trade. Next time you see it, just get in. Don't hesitate. Press the button. Robotic. You need to do this at least about 50 times. And then what this is gonna do is whenever you watch it and you try to not get stopped out, you're gonna learn how price act. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn what's gonna happen if I get in if the candle is too small. Okay, what happened whenever I got in when it was a strong EWO? Damn, I just made the entry and it went up all day today. This time I got in, I got my face ripped off. You know what I mean? So, and then whenever you follow that one, you're gonna know the rhythm of how the stock moves. You know what I mean? And then once you start doing that, it's gonna answer every single question you ask. Hey, what about this? What y'all mean when it's getting heavy? How y'all know it's about to go down? Because we've been doing this for a year straight, bro. Some of us longer. So you just gotta put
David,
in the work.
I know you got daughters, David. Have you watched any of the Twilight movies?
Oh, yep.
Okay, so remember part 2, right? New Moon. So remember when oh man, what is the guy? The guy that kept staring at Jake, waiting for him to join the wolf pack.
Oh yeah.
I keep picturing that as you, and I'm Jake. And it's like you know you belong over here, right? And it's like I keep looking like, nah, I'm going over here to Tesla. Nah, I'm going over here to NVIDIA. And it's like, yeah, you know you need to be over here, right? He just kept staying. He just, everywhere he turned, this guy was there. And Dave was like, I'm just waiting for you to come join Apple. And finally, Jake went there. Finally, I'm there. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, it's so funny. I'm not even tempted by other stocks anymore.
I'm telling you.
I'm not even, I hear the call outs in the morning. It doesn't faze me in the slightest. I don't even
like,
think
I'm not
about
even going to look at it. Yeah, like, I'm not even going to look at that.
I'm Apple all the way. I'm not even fazed by it anymore because I know that I'm in a training phase right now. And me going over there is only going to throw my training off and keep me confused. So I'm like, nope, I'm going to stay right where I'm at and continue to watch Apple because that's the only way I'm going to ever truly learn its habits.
Every trader need to do the Master of One Market training. You know what I'm saying? To help them get over what it's really doing is not about money. And you're not supposed to take every EWO, but for this particular here thing, you need to get every one because what it's gonna do, it is gonna give you the confidence. You're gonna be able to just say, hey, I know if I get up in this EWO candle, no matter what, I got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's another thing you said
timid.
today. You don't get in every one of them, and I don't either. It's like I found myself being like, okay, nope, that's too choppy. I'm sitting this out. You know, it's not forming a decent EWO right now. It's up, it's down, and they are big candles. So it's very indecisive right now. There's too much volume going in both directions, and I'm going to get my face ripped off. So I'm just going to sit this out until it picks a definitive direction. And if it doesn't pick it, then that means I don't trade today, period. I'm not going to go run to another stock because I'm trying to learn Apple. It's just I don't trade today. That's money I didn't lose. I don't look at it now as money I didn't gain. I look at it as money I didn't lose.
No position is a position.
Yep.
But I'm glad you brought that up because I had tweeted something this morning that I was thinking about, and it was because I ain't tell y'all, but I ran a gauntlet pattern on CAD a couple of days.
What the hell's a gauntlet pattern?
You know the gauntlet. Well, you might not know what it is. It's the W pattern basically, the M and the W pattern. But you know, it got in order for them to run the pattern, they got to match up. That's neither here nor there. Why I made when I was journaling what happened. The rules to the pattern to keep it from being invalidated states that you gotta wait till the pattern is complete before you get in. And I'm sitting up there like, well, if I gotta wait on this damn leg, I can get in on this leg. Every time I try to trade the gauntlet inside the gauntlet, I got chopped to pieces. So I was like, each morning coach come out and he give you a pre-market setup. It's a high price and a low price. That's the top zone. Everybody that we done came and helped, they entering in at around 9 o'clock. Their price leave the chop zone. No, it did not. What you think coach is giving you the pre-market setup for?
Facts,
if you don't want to get chopped to pieces, wait for price to break outside of the chop zone.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a simple. Everybody be like, how do you trade the pre-market setup? You know, you want to wait on the break and hold. But then you go ahead and get in before it get outside. It's a zone.
But here's the thing, that's for scalpers too.
Lower.
That's for scalpers. It's like everybody gets confused about that. The pre-market setup is not there for 2-minute EWO people. Get that through your heads.
Exactly right.
When he gives you that pre-market setup, if you're a 2-minute EWO or you're trying to learn that strategy, then the pre-market setup is not for you. Okay, it's a nice level to be aware of, but it's not for you to trade off of because you're looking for indicators. You're looking for that stock to be above the 21 and the 55. You're looking for it to be hopefully over the 200. Okay, and you're looking for that second candle to be bigger than the first. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for that particular level right there. When you see all of those indicators, then you look at that level and see if it matches up with all the levels that you have. If that's a resistance level, then you might not want to get in that 2-minute EWO. Because that's another thing that David has said. Every 2-minute EWO ain't to be gotten into. Okay, even if it matches up, it could also be matching up with a critical level. And even if you got in because of all of the confluences showing you to get in, that level is going to say, whoops, sorry. I know it looked like a good 2-minute EWO, but I'm a critical level. Okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
see, like I always say, the Evo doesn't know what the hell's in front of you.
Yeah.
It just knows what
Right.
it's already run
Exactly.
past.
Right.
I was just
So
about to say
it's
that.
gonna hit that wall, and then that's gonna be one of those spots where it flatlines and retraces, or it flatlines and kind of bounces around. But if you don't know
Mhm.
that that level is there,
Right.
you're going into it, and oh, you know what? It hit the second candle. The second candle was great, yeah, but the third candle is the one that was probably right at that level and then tanked against you.
I can't wait to meet you, man. I'm going to
Mhm.
buy you a drink.
Because a lot of people
I
be
will
like,
say though that Coach's pre-market setup, man, that thing is spot on. Even
it's
if you're
golden,
doing an
ain't it?
EWO, like
Yeah, but be
knowing those
careful though.
levels
Oh, of
when you
course,
break,
yeah.
Be ca-
But it's not
yeah,
for
when you
be
break
careful
out of a
though.
level or go, either direction. I mean, if I had to throw a number at it, it's at least 90%, if not more, accurate
Oh no,
in terms of where you're going to be for the day.
accurate. It's accurate, and
Mhm.
anybody that scalps needs to take full advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
what's that?
but even with your EWO, like how great is it when you get the EWO on the rare occasion that you get your 2-minute EWO signaling right at market, and then you break out in above or below his pre-market setup.
It's
Well, I'm
another
gonna explain
indicator.
that to
It's
you.
another
This is a
indicator.
golden
I'm gonna
day.
explain
Yeah, it
that to
is.
you.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
good though, but you can get in there and then it'll go right to the pre-market setup and reverse, get back in the range. That's why I'm saying you need to wait for it to break outside
Yes.
of the range and hold.
Yes.
If you got the second candle, that means it's aggressively moving up. But if you go ahead and get in and you know the pre-market setup right there, pre-market setup is a resistance. So it'll go up there all the time. It don't break out. It'll go right there to the line and then it'll reverse and get back in the range. Or it'll pop his head up there and then it'll just, start melt back down and leave that wick and drag you in with it. You don't want that to happen. You
Right.
want price to leave the zone and break and hold. That's what you want.
That's
All
why
right? You want to hold
sometimes we hear
outside
people,
of the
I got
pre-market.
in a 2-minute EWO, but it reversed on me. It didn't work.
Yes.
That's because you also didn't couple it with the proper level.
Right.
I'm learning, Ralph. I'm
And
learning.
then another thing Price does a lot is retest the breakout zone. Like, a lot of people I done heard, they be like, I got out and then it just went up. Okay, what's happening right here is it's a strong move in one direction. Traders that have been trading for a long time, they go in there heavy. So once they get to that resistance, they the ones that's causing resistance because they know what the resistance is. They saying, hey, I'm about to scalp this. All I need is somebody like Nate. All I need is a half a penny. And then once I get in, I'm getting out. That profit taking right there is going to cause a hesitation. Then you got other traders like David that see that reversal about to come around and they're going to jump on for the sell, and then that's going to bring it right back to the damn resistance point. But then if everybody else who's been patient come in and then they got pending orders right there, that's going to cause the retest. And so sometimes if you miss the breakout, price is going to come right back there. You can get in on a retest, and guess what? You'll have a whole lot of stress. It's going to be less volatility because whenever it comes to the key level, you're going to go through it. This don't happen all the time. Sometimes you just bust through with no resistance at all. But a lot of the times, it's going to go through it, and then it's going to turn around, come back to the wall, and then it's going to turn back around and go. You know what I mean? It's just the way that the market, I guess, shake out. I don't know why I do it, but sometimes you might want to wait for the retest, and that's what we meaning whenever we be like break and hold. So you don't want to just jump right in because it got over the level. Wait till the candle close, or wait till it start to push away. And VWAP, same thing for VWAP. If price is just sitting there around VWAP, it's on top of VWAP, it's going back and forth. Look, you want to get in the market whenever price is going away from VWAP. Or, if you're good enough to do it, get in and ride it back towards VWAP. But if you just starting out, you want to get in after when it's getting ready to go away. You know.
Shout out to Diesel Dan. He says he uses Coach's pre-market setup to trade SPY and SPX. He wouldn't even consider doing it without it. That's awesome.
That's what's up. Me neither.
Christine, is that you?
Hello? Me.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I'll tell you about my day later. Well, there's nothing to it. I fell asleep. I did. After I was on this morning, I fell asleep. I woke up and it was like 3:30, and I was so confused. I was like, shit. So yeah. But my question is, so wouldn't the pre-market setup, wouldn't that be good for channel trading?
It's for channel trading. It's
what I
for
thought.
scalping, yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, for scalping, but for so you know, what if it gets to that point that, you know, that's when you buy and sell. But pre-market though, what the hell was I gonna say?
It's really for you can use it all day, but it's really for the initial getting in the market.
For the open range.
Right.
The
All right.
first
For the opening
30
of the
minutes per
market.
hour.
But pre-market,
Mhm.
yeah, you can buy. You can't do any puts or shorts or anything because it's pre-market. So you just buy
Right.
and sell.
Yeah, you can't do any options
Mhm.
in pre-market.
Yeah. No.
Right.
So
But yeah, he's telling you based off of like whatever the pre-market numbers are. Okay, based on what's happening what has happened overnight between yesterday and overnight and this morning, this is where you need to be looking for when the market opens right now.
Right. Buy here and sell here, and yeah. Okay.
You know,
That's-
if it goes below here, get
I've
in to a
I've never-
put. If it goes above here, get into a call.
Yeah, and I never really used it because I just wasn't sure, and I was thinking like, well, that means if it gets down here, I need to sell for sure. But I wasn't using it for channel trading. I just was kind of winging it. I wasn't sure, so.
Right, and see what he doesn't tell you though is that when he gives you that pre-market setup, you better know that next level right after that one.
Yes.
You better know
Hey,
where
but-
that next level falls in.
How do you know? How do you figure
Hey, but
out? How do you?
Dawn, like what Chris was saying a while ago, like whenever they had the Evo candle, I have seen it though. I'm just saying for Casa, I seen it because you see, I'm like, what people got buy stops up here or something like you get the Evo candle, you getting ready, and then Coach's pre-market. Soon as it go over the line, it's like somebody just like
Coach
just,
can't
like they smashed the gas right there or something,
he can't hold
and then
your
it
hand
just
through the
shoots
whole
straight
thing.
up.
You
Yeah,
gotta know where the rest
like
falls
damn.
in at.
You know, that's like by history, by the tops and all that, by what it's done prior to.
Yeah.
That's how you figure it out.
Areas of consolidation. Yep. Where is it hit
practicing
3
that.
or 4 or more times in a row?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
and not even that, just even going back. Like today, Apple went so low that I had to go back to look at levels. That's how you find out where it went before. You go back. And I went back in the last time, and David, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this right? The last time that Apple was in this low of a range was in freaking May?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
Because we did such a strong climb all the way up to the 190,
Yeah.
or almost all the way to 200 for a while.
Yep. I had to go all the way back, and the levels I found where it was hitting the 172s and the 171s was freaking May. So that's
Was
how
the
far
news-
back you have to go to
oh.
chart today.
For Apple. Must have
You
been
know what I
something
was
bad
gonna bring up? I heard you say, Dawn.
What?
I heard you tell somebody that, yeah, if you losing, that means somebody. If you
Yeah,
winning,
somebody
that means
is
somebody
taking your
losing.
money.
Well, that's true, but to a certain extent, just because you selling don't necessarily mean you lose. It's a zero-sum game. Meaning it needs a buyer for each seller. Right. So that's why the candles work so good. So I want to get you to get a good understanding of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just because I sell something doesn't mean I took a loss. I can buy it $10, sell it to you at 12. You could turn around, tell it at 20, and then somebody else can tell it that bought it from you at 20 and sell at 30. You get it. The only person that's gonna lose is the one that's holding the bag. It's like Christina. They got through with their clock, set it down up in the dump. She went, picked it up, sold it, right? She didn't lose, they didn't lose.
Yeah.
But in order for the transaction to take place, they had to leave it there for Christina to come get it. Now, Where it get tricky at is whenever somebody come and take, and then they just hold it in their account, right? So that's where the gaps come in at with the candles, and that is the reason why it leave this chart pattern, so we can kind of like predict, if you will, what price is going. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows. But that's the reason how you can almost tell with the candlesticks.
Yeah, my conviction was pretty
Does that
strong for
make
today.
sense?
So when I let it slip and
Yes, I
said
knew it was gonna drop.
when I let
I
it
knew it
slip,
was gonna drop.
if you had sold when I said that, you would have made a good bunch of money before it flipped around. Right at that break, it was crazy. I mean, it just bam, and then slammed, and then flew up. You know, you wouldn't have been able to catch the rise there at all. You know, it was a good trading day. I'll tell you that. You know.
Hey, Mr. Cox, how you doing, man? I'm glad you made money, Chris. I really am.
Yeah. Well, I made just a little
What's
bit.
going on, everybody?
But more so, I was just trying to help the people that were listening be able to see, hey, we're about to have a big drop. You can make a little money here.
Yeah. And I'm sure they appreciate it. I'm sure they definitely appreciate it.
And Dawn, listen, you are right. When you do lose, somebody is taking your money. Somebody is taking your money.
You're right.
It's like, listen, I was reading the Disciplined Trader. I keep talking about that. Listen, there was Trading in the Zone the other week. This week is Disciplined Trader, both by Mark Douglas. Great books. You should definitely pick them up. But he was saying, listen, the market is always right. And if the market is going down, don't try to fight it. Well, gee, the market should be going up right now. But is it? No, it's not. Whatever it is doing is what you need to be following. Because if the market is going down and you're in a call, then you're saying that you think you're right and the whole market is wrong.
Yeah. You know,
you got to give that ego up and go with what the market's giving you, despite what you think should be happening.
So I wanted to talk real briefly, especially as we're talking about support and resistance lines with David and everything. I feel like it's a perfect opportunity. You know, one of the things that was mentioned is people were going through levels, looking at SPY and saying, oh, you know, you've got these huge drop between the two where you've got, you know, you don't have any, you know, it could drop from, what was it, 425 down to 421. The thing I think people have to, that I have to realize myself is, you know, when you're at the end of the day and you know, you're not going to have necessarily always those massive swings. You have to take into consideration, like, how much time do I have left in the day?
Right.
Yep, that's true.
Because
that's true.
They may not make that massive swing that you're expecting. And so if you like take that kind of stuff into consideration as you're saying, and you're saying, you know, I think it's going to go here. I mean, all of the writing was on the wall. This thing was never going to go to 421 today. Hold on, buddy. Oh, thank you. You know, it's never going to go to 421 today. And you had a critical level at 425 and a psychological level at 425. You know, that kind of stuff. I hope people didn't get chewed up in that if you weren't looking at those other factors there.
Right. Yeah.
Right, yeah. You're right.
There's so many things. It's like, you know, Coach and David and those guys, they make it look easy, but it's really not. It's something that you got to kind of act like you're back in school and just hit the books.
Ain't nothing easy about trading.
Right, and really learn it. They make it look easy, but they tell you, just like everybody, it's hard. It looks easy, but it's actually really hard. Because you got to think, it's not just mechanical. You also have to get inside the mind of the market. You have to get inside the mind when the news is saying that there may be a government shutdown, or, oh my God, United Auto Workers have gone on strike. Then that's going to create a certain emotion in the market.
Panic.
Most likely fear. And you got to realize that when that fear happens, that means the market most likely, not guaranteed, but most likely will go in a red direction. It'll go down. You know,
what doesn't cause fear in the market? Everything causes fear in the market. Good news causes fear in the market. Bad news causes fear in the market.
My point. That's my point.
In the market,
you have to be in tune with all of that. And when
Because
you're
you can
trading, you
chart all
can't
you
just
want.
look at a few candles and think you know how to trade. That's not that. No.
You can chart all you want, but whenever that news hit, all that's gonna go out the window right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I have seen an EWO that's in the middle of a red, and it just, you know how the EWO make the dip and come back up, and it's usually like rounded off. I have seen
Right.
news come out, and then one of the biggest, green EWO candles I ever seen just flash because of the news. You know what I'm saying? Because of the news come out and the reverse. I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't in there. I would have got my face ripped off. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to David Giannis. Thank you, David, for coming in and sharing that time with us.
Yeah.
And I see he dipped out, but thank you so much for
Appreciate
coming
that,
in. I know
David.
you'll probably hear that and coming in and sharing that knowledge with us. It's always appreciated. And guys, David is also one of the moderators, and right now he is the only moderator that is doing a one-on-one for you to get your trading view indicators set up. I think Bruno may be doing them, but David is the main one right now doing the ones where he is sitting down with you and teaching you one-on-one coach's strategy for the 2-minute EWO, how to chart with support and resistance lines. So if you have not gotten a one with him, it's only $250, guys. Pay the man for his time. Don't try to suck it all out of him for free. It's right that he gets paid for that because he's giving you good stuff. He has turned people's trading lives around, mine included. So because of him, when I'm able to now, when I trade, I can actually go into the market with confidence that I'm going to take some money out of the market that day. And a worst case scenario, if I lose, it's not going to be a big lose because all trades are risky. All coaches' videos say that all trades are risky. So you go into it knowing that, yeah, there's a good chance I could lose money in this trade. But if you go into it with the right confluences and the right mindset and don't have a bias one way or another and just take what the market is giving you and play it as you see it, most likely you'll walk away with being a winner.
That's
Cox, did you trade today?
I did not trade today. I am financially challenged at the moment.
I completely relate. I didn't trade either. I'm taking it as an opportunity to learn and train.
That's what I did. I'm still waking up at I'm waking up at 4 when the market starts. I wake up at 4. I do some charting. I just sit and try to catch some news or just to do something. So I wake up at 4. I lay back down about 6, and then I get right back up about 8.
Well, that's good, man. I'm telling you.
Hello, everyone.
As long as you training. Who is that,
Logan?
Spider-Man? How you doing, Logan?
Miles Morales.
I'm wearing a mask.
Okay,
He is
you.
adorable. Look at that smile. You're going to break some hearts, man. He's like, I'm wearing a mask. He is so adorable. That smile. Where'd you get that mask from?
From my birthday.
Oh my God, you talk just like your father. Oh God.
He's a cute boy.
Did you catch the
I got all.
You what?
I got all the presents out.
You got all the presents you wanted?
Yes.
Well, that's a good thing. You like Spider-Man, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite.
Miles Morales.
I think he's my favorite. I'll be honest with you. I love the way he can climb walls, and yeah, I think Spider-Man's my favorite. Even over Superman, and Superman can fly.
What about Batman? He can fly.
Yeah, but Spider-Man, he can.
Y'all
do all
mixing
of
in
that.
universes now. One is Marvel, one is DC. Come on, let's get it together.
I mean, Marvel, man. Marvel all the way. Marvel all the way. Huh? Mm-mm.
Especially with the new Miles Morales, yes. Spider-Man, are you not familiar? Okay. You don't know who Miles Morales is? Okay, yeah, that's the let's say he's black and Hispanic.
Okay.
and he's he's young. Started off young age, and all the kids love it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
No,
Nice.
I didn't trade. I didn't trade today. I'm a little financially challenged. I had to go ahead and went ahead and pay rent.
You wear it.
10 days late. So.
All right. Well, let me switch the question out. What did you learn today then?
Well, I actually was appreciating the conversation in regards to what you guys were talking about the EWO, because I am putting in my positive efforts to get up and charge and try to follow the EWO, and I am still having my complications. I'm still having it, I'm still choosing the wrong direction. Okay?
Still choosing the wrong what? I'm sorry.
Direction. I'm still
Can you
on the
get
wrong
Christina's mom? Is that Christina? Who is that? No, that ain't Christina. Who is, yeah. All right. I couldn't
She
hear.
stopped.
I'm sorry. She stopped.
Yeah.
Can you say it again?
I can hear
I
that.
was listening. Yeah. All I heard was the Evo. I think he's muted now.
He said he's still picking the wrong direction. I actually heard it towards the end there. He's still picking the wrong direction. Okay, well,
I don't
pick
think
that
he know
apart,
he's
though.
muted though. Yeah, but I don't think he know he's muted though.
Are you muted?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
There you go.
Logan, I think Logan hit it or something.
Oh.
Logan, come on, man. Let me talk to Dawn right quick. Let me talk to the group right quick. I need to talk to everybody, okay? You got your tablet, man. You got everything right here. Are you finished with your home? You're not finished with your homework, man. You got to do this part. No, I'm still choosing.
Shout out to you, by the way, brother, because
yes,
dads, especially black dads in particular. I'm just gonna get political for a second. Don't get the credit when they do what you're doing. So don't think you're special. Nah, I'm only kidding. But yeah, that is special. I have to. My ex-husband, he raised our daughter. So I will always give credit where credit is due, because he didn't want her around my lifestyle. And, quite frankly, it's like, listen, I was on some different stuff. So, you know what I mean? I chose to let him raise her, but that is a really admirable thing that you're doing. And I love you two together. That's awesome, dude.
Appreciate that.
Way to step up and take care of your son like that. That's commendable.
Well, I've been the primary of all my boys. Even it's not taking.
A lot of dudes don't have their dad, man, to step up like that.
I
so
never
that's
had
awesome.
one. I never had one, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a father, so therefore, by me having all boys, I biologically. All the men are mine. My daughter is my ex's daughter from a previous relationship, but I raised her.
Okay.
So I raised her from the age of 2 to 14. So, I never really differentiate that. You know what I'm saying? That's my daughter. It's not like she doesn't know her father or spend time with her father. He's not a missing in action dad. It's just I was the one that was in the house.
Right.
No, he's a great dad. He's a great dad. Her father's a great dad. It's just I was the guy that was in the house, and she primarily lived with the mom. So, but Logan primarily lives with me. He goes over and he spends some time with his mom, but he primarily lives with me. And I've always been the primary parent, even in my previous marriage. But we had some difficulties, and I had some legal difficulties and things like that. So I didn't get a chance to finish that, or not that I stopped being a dad. It's just I wasn't in the home.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The duration of their childhood. So
yeah,
but I didn't. And at that time, I didn't have my own home. So that matters right now. I have my own home right now, and I'm trying to do everything I can to keep it.
Yeah,
and that's why I was. I'm very appreciative to David. David trying to help everybody with that EWO. I'd be scared if he had a hammer, because he'd be nailing everybody like, listen. And I am my trades as of recently, I've really been trying to. I do nothing but the EWR, and I'm trying my best to learn it and follow it. And I'm not having a great deal of success at the moment.
What part are you struggling with?
It turns around on me. That's my thing. You know, I guess I'm like the other day. You know, I got a couple. I set a limit order, and I was telling Nate about this because that concept of if it doesn't hit my limit, to hell with it. Thank you, Nate. If he listening or not or whatever, I want to tell him is that really helped me out, because prior to really listening to him, even though I've heard everybody else, Jimmy or Brady or whoever, which one was like, oh, I buy it at my price, you know. So, but it just didn't really click to me. And just one day I was listening to Nate, and I was like, you know what? So I did something. I set a limit on something, and then I went about the rest of the day, and eventually it bounced to that limit, and I sold. So I'm like, and then I turned around and bought something the exact same way. So I'm like, you know what? That's it from now on. I may do a market sale, but I'm not doing market buys, and I'm gonna try my best to do limit sales and limit buys, because I want to do them at what price that I want to do them at. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when the price is doing weird things, it's spiking, or it may, it might do something weird. You never know. So that's why I'm setting those.
Are you doing that with options or shares?
I'm not doing shares, man. Every time I buy shares, I don't care if it's even one. It never works. Never, ever. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking shares. And then, but each time that I've gotten into a situation where I've purchased shares, what is that current one? Huh? What is that one right now? Arnaz?
Yeah.
Arnaz, yeah, I got in that. I had $7 left in this account, $7. And I was able to squeeze out 3. And now that $7 is gone.
Mm.
Yes, son, the $7.
Yeah. What do you trade on? Do you trade on Webull or?
Webull. I trade Webull. I trade Moomoo. I trade Fidelity. I have not been trading Fidelity or
Moomoo.
Yes, Moomoo.
I've never heard of Moomoo. Is that made by Dairy Queen?
Made by who? No, because Moomoo is actually one of the best platforms out there for traders if you got over 25,000. Now that's my opinion alone, but I trade with those 3. But what I trade the most is with Webull. And I'm not real.
And where are you putting your stops?
Beg your pardon?
Where are you putting your stops on them when you get it? How much?
Well, initially, I have mine set at 20% initially. So once whatever trade I place is an initial 20, and then I will adjust from that point, either pull it back or push it forward, whatever. But each and every trade, I have mine preset, so I don't even have to worry about it. I hear everybody talking about where to put it in, when to put it in, make sure you put it in. Man, I have mine preset. If I as soon as I hit click, it's already there.
Okay, so check this out. Are you able to come on tomorrow?
Actually, no, I am not.
Okay.
I have to punch the clock tomorrow at 3:00.
Okay,
so tomorrow,
I want you to grab one of these trades that's losing and like screenshot it so that we can pick it apart and try to help out with it.
You know what?
So the next day you come on, do that for me. Bring it up, and then we'll pull it up and look at it. I
will. You know what? Yeah. I will gladly, because I'm like, I hear y'all every day. Y'all like, oh, when you're going through, and I think you give your little spiel almost every show. Like, if anybody's struggling, If anybody is just, if it's not happy, you're not getting, you know what I'm saying? If it's just not working, if it's not happening for you, and then we hear about, oh, you know, it doesn't happen for everybody within the same time, and blah, you know, I'm like, and I you know, to not let the anxiety take over, I try not to dwell. I don't dwell on the past. It distracts from the future.
What do you like to trade though?
What future distracts from the present?
Yeah,
for options.
Well,
it's
either SPXU, TSLL. I recently jumped. I've been eyeballing Intel, and I should not have. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. I just recently grabbed some Intel in it, you know. But mostly SPXU, SQQQ, TSLL, SPXU, and SQQQ. Those are my main three. Okay. And then the SQQ and the SPXU are basically just opposites of SPY. They're the inverse of SPY. So, you know, I guess you could say I trade SPY. And then TSLL, it's Tesla.
And I know that to be true because every time you talk about it, you talk about those particular stocks. So that right there is a good thing that you have honed in on those three and you're sticking with them, because that way you can learn them and really learn their behavior.
That's a good thing.
I paid attention. I paid very close attention to that because in the beginning I was all over the place, man.
Yeah, I was too.
The hot stocks and then all the call outs and then you know I always found myself to be a halfway intelligent individual. So I had things in companies and things in mind that I've always knew about. Warner Brothers, and you know, now I'm exploring thoughts of the past. So I was all over the place.
Right
now it's just these three. You know, I have a few other things in the watch list, XPEV, and a few other things that I pay attention to. You know, and then I have in my watch list. In Mumu, I'm able to have like whatever comes up in my screener. I'm able to have that in part of my watch list too. So I have that. So but what I trade and what I pay daily attention to are those three. You know what I'm saying? SPY, Tesla, basically SPY and Tesla.
I'm glad you brought up. I'm glad you brought up hot stock picks because we're going to take a quick commercial break and talk about the hot stock picks. You can get those hot stock picks by going on AmericanDreamTrading.com. That's AmericanDreamTrading.com, and you can find the link to that right in the description of this video. We get them every morning as part of the VIP program, which you can also join by going to AmericanDreamTrading.com. What were you going to say, Chris, before you got cut off? I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, I think we definitely should. I mean, next time you come on, hopefully I'm on and I can talk with you too, because I don't. Do you feel like you're successful at those that you're trading?
No. That
was my concern.
My success.
I don't think.
I heard a guy. I'm sorry to cut you off quick, but I heard a guy come on, and he mentioned he's like, man, I'll have 1 green and then 5 red, and then I'll hit 2 green and then 10 red, and that's me. You know what I'm saying? Last Wednesday was a good
Is
day.
this you, Cox?
Can I?
Is this you, brother?
Oh, what? Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah,
yes. That looks like
look at all that.
Your month is looking like.
That looks like my P&L. Let's take, on this third line where you got these 2 greens right here next to each other.
Yeah.
Turn those red.
So let me just quickly, in case I'm not on to the next one, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and people may disagree with me, and that's okay. But when I say you shouldn't trade SPY if you're a new trader. I mean any derivative of the SPX index, which means SPX, SPY, SPXU, SPX. I mean any derivative of it, because it is a hard stock to trade. And yeah, you get some saving grace when you're dealing with those options that give you a little bit more time but are a little bit cheaper for SPXU and SPXL, all of that kind of stuff. But they still move like SPY.
Yeah, it does not change the overall nature of the movement. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you're not. You may only move a penny when I move 50 cents, but it's not actually that much. It's more than that. But you're not gonna see the profit gains as much as you're looking for. So you have to adjust your mind to it and really understand. There's like a whole dynamic when you're going to that lesser stuff. I feel like you should only, in my opinion, you should only be trading those if you're trying to learn SPY. And if you're trying to learn SPY or SPX, that's when you trade those little ones. Just my opinion. And you may find yourself having better luck and being able to build up your account if you switch to something else, whatever that may be, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I'm not married to anything, and I mean that. I mean that in the most literal sense.
What'd you say? You're not what?
He's not married to any particular style. Aaron, thank you so much for the Cash App, brother. I appreciate you. You always hook a sister up. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. If anybody wants to donate to the tip jar, the link is right in the description of the video. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Hey, Don, I meant that in stocks and other things.
And in life too, right?
Not knocking anybody else out there. Not knocking anybody else out there. I don't want to anyone get the wrong impression about what I'm saying. Hey, that works out for you. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, but if you're trying to learn, especially if you're trying to learn the 2-minute EWO better and understand it and that kind of stuff, I would look for another stock, man. I would trying to learn Apple or a derivative of Apple, something like that. And I know those are more expensive.
Tried to buy Apple one day. I constantly just very recently before just before I recently threw away my last little $70 that I threw away here, I was trying to buy Apple, and it would not let me purchase. I kept getting a volatility message or liquidity. I can't remember which one it was, liquidity or something about the volatility, but whatever, it would not let me purchase any contracts on Apple. So I left that alone. But yeah, my goal at the moment right now is to join Dawn.
Over at Apple?
As soon as I grab me, I know. As soon as I can, I just I can't
because
take it anymore.
that is one of the best things.
Pull the thing up in the back. I help you.
Listen, I can't take it no more.
I just recently. I just recently got caught up with my. Again, I just paid my rent. I got caught up with my rent.
Throw Coach's rules up for me, Coach. Cox. I'm gonna let Coach. The Coach can tell you better than I can. Read rule number 6 for me.
4, 5 number. Oh, rule 6. If you're not, come on, man.
I'm not trying to be funny, bro. What I'm telling you,
I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, in order for you to be able to hone the skill of these options, you must know how to trade shares first, and that's the only reason why you're struggling. That's it. That's just plain and simple.
And so,
that's it.
Okay, well, you know what?
That's the reason why you're struggling, bro.
I guess. Well, trading shares. What's what am I missing with trading shares? Try to catch it at the dip, you buy low, you sell high. You know what I'm saying? You buy it, you sit on it until it changes.
Exactly. You don't even know how to trade shares, so why are you trying to trade options? So,
Well,
it's just,
I understand. Yeah, I understand why where he's going at and all that. So you obviously you've got things you need to figure out for your what works for you. Just a few pointers for you, and I know we're going to talk about this different times. So, I wish number one that Rule 8 said, "Don't trade SPY if you're a new trader." But I would really encourage you to find a stock that just works for you while you're doing this downtime and trying to build up back your account.
Christine, are you
Try to
packing
find Apple is a good stock. There's a
that was
smaller,
me.
if somebody can remind me of it, there's a smaller stock from Apple, not APLY. That's a dividend stock. It may trade kind of like Apple, but it's not.
But it's not
the
Apple.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
Max
not
Yield.
I'm telling you, if you come over to Apple, you will be so glad you did.
Oh, I am.
It takes some coming off of the volatility chase because you got to kind of calm down and be a little bit slower and methodical with Apple, which I think would cater to you because I can see you. You're a methodical person.
And you know what?
reality.
Let me explain something to you. Somebody's like, man, I don't like I do not like trading with Fidelity. It's too slow and methodical. I'm like, well, I'm slow and methodical.
I know. I picked up on that, and you would love Apple. I'm telling you,
and
would
this is
love it.
This
and
is
you
another
will make
thing.
money off of it.
I really wanted to bring this out to the group, but I kind of didn't because, to be very honest with you, it shouldn't matter. I have never, and I do mean I have never, ever had a green trade in Weaver. Not one. I've only had green trades in Mumu and Fidelity.
Now, which draw should I wear?
I have never had.
Do you think it has something to do with the mechanics of the platform?
I mean, I don't. Mechanics would be not knowing not knowing how.
Yeah, you not being familiar with it.
I knew Weeble before I knew anything outside of Robinhood.
Right.
Because I went from Robinhood to Weeble to Mumu to Fidelity. So, you know what I'm saying?
Do you ever trade on your phone?
Yeah, and I started off trading on my phone, and I thought about that today as Coach was talking about that. I'm like, well, damn, I started off trading on my phone.
Okay, so you heard that conversation where he said it's better on the phone. Okay, that's where I'm going with it.
But I started off better. I mean, not better, but I started off trading with Mumu and with all of them except for Fidelity. Start trading with all of them on the phone.
I can't do it on the computer. I can only do it on the phone.
Then I went.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm only on the phone.
Then I went to the desktop.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Batman, are you ever on in the mornings when Nate's in there, pre-market, that kind of stuff?
As a matter of fact, most of the mornings I'm, depending on what my work schedule is or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm usually up at 4. I'm usually there before everyone else is. I back out and go take a nap and come back later.
Yeah, sounds like you might want to, because I mean, it's been a while since I've been on there, but if memory serves me right, you've got a bunch of people on there that are trading pre-market, and that's only stocks. Sounds like you may benefit from listening to some of that, just seeing paper trading and just trying those stocks out in the pre-market.
Listen. We need to just cut all this stuff out. Listen, Cox, you need to learn stocks first before you do options, okay? Because the way that you trade and the way that you
you'll learn.
The way that you trading and the way that you setting trades up, that's how you trade shares. Okay, you can do it with options. Jimmy do it with options. He waits in the weeds, but guess what Jimmy did? Man, Jimmy he only trade one ticker, and he sleep with that ticker. I bet you he know the price of it right now if you was to ask him. Okay, ain't no way in hell I would just leave an options contract limit order down there for it to come down there and just get picked up.
I was thinking that, Ralph.
You
I
know
was
what I'm
thinking because
saying?
I'm like, that's why I asked
That,
you,
what
are
kind of
you
strategy
trading
is that,
shares
sir?
or options? Because I'm like, you're taking a
That's
risk
a share.
doing a limit buy with options because options are so
Yes.
way more volatile than shares. And if you're that good at doing that, then you should be on shares. And if you come in the mornings, Nate and Linda are in there. Mark McSee is in there. They are calling tickers out
Oh,
noonie.
what's
At
to be
one after the other.
what's
One
to
after the
be
other.
well what's to be good about it once you go into the option chain and you're looking at
Listen,
you're
Cox.
looking at it
I
you're
know what the
looking at
problem
it
is, Cox.
you're looking at a strike price.
Volatility.
Hold on, you're looking at a
The
strike
volatility
price.
ain't the problem.
You're looking at a strike price that you want to enter or whatever, and then you're looking at the contract price. When that
'Cause-
contract,
That's it.
if
Well-
the
get
contract
it.
price is 50 cents,
You
the
don't get it.
contract price is 50 cents, and you set your limit for 30 cents. Do you understand? But
you're losing money that way.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem
deal.
is.
I would tell you right now, if you're doing that without knowing the fundamental understanding of the stocks and that stock itself, and trading stocks, you're throwing money away at that point. Because there's so much more that goes into
Chris.
options that's way outside of your experience.
Why do I have to?
Yeah, you could absolutely learn. You can come in here with no knowledge and be able to learn that. But you got to start with stocks, so that way you can really dig into that and understand how that operates. I think that you'll find more success taking a step back and trading stocks. Paper trade, just trade paper. You've got time now, so do some paper trading of it, and then turn around and say, all right, I've done this. I know how to do options. Now I can go back, and it's going to move slower. So you're not going to get hit as hard. You're not going to be eaten alive. You're going to have more green days because you'll be stocks tend to not all stocks. I'm talking about big ones, but they tend to not have massive fluctuations. Where if you, for example, today you could have bought. There are some days if you had bought a call today in the beginning of the day, it cost you $100 on SPY. All right, that blew up to $0 by the end of the day. So you're not going to have that with the stock because you own the stock. It's not going to blow
because
up.
there's no Greeks that apply to stocks.
Yeah.
There's no theta or gamma
Let me
or
ask you
any
something,
of that.
Yeah, I know all of this, guys. I bought 100 shares of. I bought 100 shares. I started off with this in stocks, and I started off with buying stocks, and I've never had a lick of success with stocks. I bought
exactly. That's what we did.
Take them off.
I give up.
Yeah, I will never give up. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, we'll help them out.
This is what I'm saying. Listen, what I'm saying is, I bought some. I started off buying shares, right? And it may be the stock that I bought at the time is just stocks. Whenever I purchase stocks, they tend when they go back, they tend to fall and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you're not successful trading stocks, you will lose more and more and more and more and more and more and more until you lose everything with options.
I've already done that, Chris. I've already done that.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. All right. And this is a guy from a guy that's lost everything. I'm telling you, you're in the most risky area that you could possibly be in. You don't want to be there. So if you want to listen to somebody that's been there, done that, I'm telling you right now, you're going to continue to blow up your account until you get the fundamentals down. And it doesn't matter if you're trading stocks or if you're going to crypto or if you're doing Forex, if you're doing any of that. Anytime you do not understand the underlying asset, and then decide I'm just going to go into something that does what do they call it? Like options, calls and puts, where you've got multipliers. You are going to lose because you don't understand the fundamental asset itself.
Yeah.
So
Do you realize you trading with leverage when you trade options? It's 1 to 100 leverage. You realize that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean,
I just want to
he's
know.
not that much of a beginner, guys. Come on.
No, he does.
No,
He's just
no,
getting
no, no. Really, Cox. Though,
Thank
really,
you, TJ.
listen, Cox. You like TSLL, so that's a good one. And so what you need to do is just trade TSL every day, but trade the shares. All right, just go in because this is what I'm getting at, and this I know what the problem is. And you see that right there, you know that right there, that's what it is. You in it for the money. You need to detach yourself from that. Okay, stop
I
giving the
I
money
I
up
did
to the
that.
market.
I
Okay.
detached myself from the money when I got a job.
Yeah.
See that ain't the attitude right there. You
Yeah,
didn't detach yourself from the money. The market broke you. That's what happened.
that's
Six and one
Okay.
hand.
exactly what
Let's
happened.
talk
Hey,
about the truth.
You're wasting
six
Let's
your
talk about the truth. You
six
got
and
it.
one
wasting your
hand.
hard-earned
If you
money.
had money right now, you'll still be
Six and
trading
one
options.
hand, half a dozen in the other. Either the market, either way it go, I'm not dependent. I'm not dependent, and I'm
That's
not
what
trying to
I'm trying to
force every
tell you.
trade.
You don't have to.
I'm not trying to
That's
force
what I'm
every
trying to
trade.
tell
I'm
you.
not trying to swing for the fences. I'm not trying to force every trade. I'm not trying to swing for the fences. And
I think you're just trying to get base hits right, and that's
that,
not happening. So that's
that
what's frustrating me.
Exactly. So that's what I'm
that
trying to
is
tell you
just
to
trying to
do.
get
But
some consistency with base hit.
Everybody, just for a second. Okay, I get you. I get you, bro. Okay, I get you. You getting beat down right now, and I get you. You understand all the bullshit, but right now you just trying to get some base hits. You just trying to get an understanding of the basics that you already think you know, and pretty probably do know, but you're just trying to get some traction and let it actually work. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, Apple is the one to do it with. Okay? Don't forget about TSLL, forget about all that other bullshit, and focus on Apple. Do it with me. Me and Arlo have been doing this with David and Coach.
And Don,
Just work with Apple.
at the beginning of the week, I told you that that's what I was going to do, and then I did something different.
Okay, well then that's you.
yeah.
But come on,
Real quick.
come
okay.
on,
Let me.
come on to
I
Apple.
was gonna build.
Stop being
I'll
hard-headed
beat
because
him
you're doing the
down, but I was
same
gonna
shit I
build him
did
back up.
when
I
David was
know.
telling
It's
me, and
okay.
I kept
I know.
veering off and doing other things. Come on home. Now I'm telling you, like David told me, because now I see where I have way less stress. I'm learning it, and every time I go into an Apple Play, I make money. That's different. You don't hear me say that. Every time I go into Apple Play, because I know Apple now, I take money from the market. The market's not taking my money no more. So if you want that to be you, come on over to Apple, and we'll help you out.
But Don, let me ask you something. Did you do that on your own, or did you have help?
Why are you asking me that question? Did I do it? You
Because
answer.
Cox need to hear it.
You answer. I
Did you
needed
do it on
help.
your own, Cox?
You
Or did I mean
first and
Don?
foremost,
Did you
coach.
have help?
Okay, coach. First and foremost, with
Yeah,
all of
help
it
you,
came
bro.
behind that, and you and David pretty much at the same time. You on one platform, David on the other, talking to me about it, and Eric
Don,
Smoto also. But yeah,
Don.
you guys helped me out with that.
You had help, right? Now, Cox, let us help you. Don, what do I send you every day a picture of?
He sends me a picture of the Apple chart
Okay,
and what
and
it's
what
doing in the
happens
market.
usually? And what does it usually end up doing at the end of the day?
What?
It usually ends up
You know
going
half
in
the
the
messages
direction
I
that
don't
I
look at,
tell
right?
you. I know that, but I'm just saying, if you open up the phone right now and you go to the Apple chart, you will see
The
that
pictures are
the
pretty,
lines that
so
I
they
have
stand
drawn
out.
out.
That's the only thing I look at.
Okay, listen. I know the site and everything is. I know this. What I'm trying to hone in here is the only reason why I know the direction Apple is gonna move in is because I lived in Apple for months.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
Apple's
lived in
easy to
Apple for
learn.
months.
Apple's not as volatile. Apple has a very repetitive nature, Cox. It's not like Spy and all of them. They have some repeats, but they can like Tesla's doing Tesla things. You hear Nana say it all the time. Apple don't do that. Apple has its moments where it's choppy, yes, but Apple is like old faithful. It will do a
Yes.
couple moves every day. And it's either going to be a call and then a put, or a put and then a call, and then maybe one more move. And it usually will end up in one direction or the other. Every day, Cox. I'm like, it's like taking
Every
candy
day.
from a baby, yo. All you got to do is learn it and
Right.
and learn its patterns, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I made
And
$50
that-
today now. I
and
made
that-
100.
And I'm glad, Chris. I'm glad. I believe. I fully agree with Chris, because that's what I was trying to do with like the SQQQ. Which
But it's too
basically-
volatile to do it.
It chops
Hold
up.
on.
It chops up in the moment that I
something.
thought
Yeah.
I understood that it might go in one direction. Then it does it for one day. It goes in that direction for a day, and I'm thinking, okay, I got it. I can't wait to hear.
Apple's a lot more
Fox, real quick
calm.
for you. When do you said you were working? Are you working during the day? Are you able to trade, or do you
I work
have to do
evenings.
stuff at night? What do you got? What's going on there?
I work evenings. I trade during the day and I work evenings.
Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say if you didn't, I was gonna give you an out to be able to trade and practice your fundamentals, not to understand the stock itself and the underlying asset, just to be able to get your fundamentals down. Though, there are other things you can do to practice buying and selling, and all of that kind of stuff. You can trade crypto, you can trade forex stuff, all that stuff that runs 24 hours, where you can then say, all right, I'm going to learn just practicing your buys and your sells, looking at the charts, charting things out. That's some of the benefits to 24-hour markets like that, is that you don't just have to stop when the stock market changes. If you're trying to do that, the other option, which is a better option, because I personally like the stock market better now, is
Don, check your Twitter. I just sent you a picture of something.
And you could just use TradingView, and you can go back and do a replay. Was it Think or Swim? I think somebody told me that you can actually do you could set stop losses and stuff. I could be wrong.
That was me.
Yeah,
That was actually me.
So yeah, if you look at like that kind of stuff, you'll be able to go back and you can do it, and then you'll be ready for it to be able to do in the morning. You'll have better experience. You're just gonna have better experience if you try to do it other avenues. By the way, the word that I was looking for was leverage. Thank you, TJ, for that. If you're leveraging, I'm gonna put it like this: if you're leveraging your trades but don't understand the underlying asset, you are leveraging your loss. All you're gonna do is increase your loss. That's it. So, I think we've beaten you up enough, but you have questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get ready to shut it down because I got that next stream. I wish I could go on and on and on, but this happens to be Tuesday night, so got to get on over to the stream.
We gotta get to
Otherwise,
the
I
90
stay
day
on here all night
Cox.
with you guys.
Cox, we're gonna get this together, Cox. You just gotta let us.
Yeah, we're gonna help you out, brother.
You gotta let us help you, bro. Let us help
Thank
you.
you.
Me,
Thank you,
Ralph,
fam.
Chris, we're gonna get you there.
Thank you, family group. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, if you're not a member, go join at minimum. Go join our free Discord. But when you're ready to go to AmericanDreamTrading.com. I just stole Don's little ending.
I'm like, you know what? I think that's my talk off. And I haven't. Stop trying to steal my job, Chris. I just got it. Damn.
All right.
No, thank you, Chris. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us, and thank you for trying to help Mr. Cox here as usual, Chris. I love you, man. You're awesome.
Yeah.
You're an awesome addition to the family, and we love having you here.
Cox,
Thank you very
bro.
much,
The
Don.
market
It's always
will not
appreciated.
shake you out, but you gotta empty
Kiss
the
those
cup.
3
You
gems
gotta
for
empty the
me.
cup, brother.
And you kiss your gem, Cox. Logan
I'm
is adorable as well.
I'm working on
All
it.
right, Logan.
Thank y'all. They said bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bruno, you want to put me in a headlock? Let's go. You and me.
Hey,
Bruno.
I'll
Bruno
be
is
in-
my brother.
Bruno,
He's my
I'm sorry.
brother. He don't like nobody messing with me. Thank you, Bruno. Put him in a headlock, Bruno.
Hey,
Bruno,
I'll
real
be in
quick.
at 5 in the morning, y'all. I
I'm
love
sorry
y'all.
for
Okay,
cutting you
man.
off earlier.
All right.
I do. I feel like Coach is our dad, and like it's like me and Arlo and
It is.
Bruno and David and Lee. We're all like brothers and sisters. Like Daddy's gonna yell. It's like we can all talk behind the scenes. What'd you say? Don't tell Daddy. But no, thank you, and thank you. You know who you are. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to dip out. Ralph, I can't understand what that is, but talk to me. Put some words behind it.
I just simply tell you that is. I only have 25% share of Apple. I started there with like $10. It's up 15%. Why? Because I come in with the partial shares and I sell $5 of it and I buy it back whenever it drops. And I just trade Apple every day. I just set the alert up where the price is gonna go at. And Apple down right now, ain't it? The whole market down, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole.
I do that to keep up with the support and the resistance, and because you like I'm a trade Apple and everything. I was like, all right,
dude,
well,
what Coach says makes perfect sense. Stocks that are like blue chip, like up there, high cap stocks that aren't going anywhere. When they drop, Apple's not going out of business. Not anytime.
It ain't going out of business. No time soon.
And not a Tesla. When they drop down like that, don't be afraid of it. That's the time to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
it is.
Yeah. And that's the time to get in. If you're doing options, that's the time you get some cash secure puts, because then you can end up owning it, for way less than what you would normally take if you tried to buy the stock outright. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I've made it up my mind to do with some of the paycheck each week is to dedicate some of it to some of those dividend stocks. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with TSLY and APPLY. I'm going with Apple and Tesla. If I
got
just
them
get
too also.
Yeah, if I just get 2 or 3 of them each a week, I'm going to dedicate a portion of my paycheck to getting 2 or 3 each of those and just doing that every week, and just letting it pile up. Because eventually,
that's what I did. I just bought them. I don't trade those. I just bought them and hold them.
Yeah. Eventually, I'd like the dividends to pay my rent.
Yeah. I just bought them because the dividends is up there. They are.
It's like, you think we're not listening?
I got them.
We're listening.
Yeah.
We're watching and we're looking and we're listening. Can't make moves right when you tell us to, but we're paying attention. Trust and believe. So went on the website, everything. I've been looking at that for a few weeks and making up my mind. So when he said, yeah, you want to come on? Yeah, because now I can dedicate a couple dollars to making sure that gets bought every week and not touch it, not think about it, just let it go.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it, baby. Set it and forget it. But thank you, Ralph. Thank you for coming on and hanging out and always being a part of this show. You're a big part of this show, and I appreciate you so much, brother. I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And listen, it may seem like we argue up in here a lot, but I'm a home cocks in. I got to break him down first. Then I'm gonna build him up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a good brother.
I think I go a little hard on him sometimes, though.
But you know what? He's gonna
appreciate it.
He got a tough chin. He can handle it. He comes back for more. If he couldn't handle it, he would have cussed you out and not come back. he keeps coming back, so he wants that. You know what I mean? He's tough. Listen, he can take it.
Join ADT. We don't leave no one behind. All right. Okay.
Each one teach one. You know what I mean? Each one teach one. Thank you, Ralph. Guys, thank you everybody that's down in the chat. I love all of you guys. Linda L, Farah, Miguel, Laura. Just off the top of my head, Diesel Dan, Aaron Rott, Bruno, Arlo, Mikey B, Old School was there. TJ, I see you, bro. You know what I mean? Who else? Steve-O! Pikatron. Okay, that's different. Brad James, John Lee, Moses. Who else? Let's just keep going down. I said Linda L, didn't I? Always Linda L. Love you, baby girl. Yeah, the main ones. So I don't want to keep you guys anymore. I appreciate everybody here. And yeah, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, same time, same channel. And if it goes longer than 7:30, 8 o'clock, that's fine. You know what I mean? So it works for me. I just wanna help people. You know, and like Coach said, all trades are risky. All trades are risky. You got to make sure you use your stops. You got to make sure you do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your trade. If you have more than 2 red trading days in a row, make sure that you take a step back. Take a step back and train more than you trade. Right now, that's all we're doing. We're taking the next 2 weeks and we are just training and learning. Okay? Go in with small position sizes when you do go in. Go in with small position sizes. It eliminates the fear and you can let the runners run and stomp out the good trades. Ralph, brother, you have a good night. And we're going to go ahead and end it here. All right. Everybody have a good one. Peace and blessings. And I will see you guys mañana.